The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. Rabbit, it is Thursday, September 1st, 2022. NFL football 7 days from now. This show starts now. Football is here tonight. Two massive.
Hell yeah.
Massive college football games. Penn State travels here to Indiana to take on Purdue, about an hour and a half north of here. I can't wait to watch that game on another television because the Backyard Brawl is back for the first time in 11 years tonight. Now, the Backyard Brawl is a game that's obviously very close to my story, my life. I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Went to school at West Virginia University. The reason why I went to school at West Virginia University is because how close it was from door to door from my house to that campus. That 75-mile stretch or whatever has been talked about by damn near every fucking network this week because the Backyard Brawl is one that has a lot of history, has a lot of passion, and tonight should be fucking epic is all I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
There's 75% allegedly crowd is going to be West Virginia crowd.
Not a shocker.
They're about to go into Acrisure Stadium and maybe take some big old mountaineer dumps on that thing. And hopefully Neil Bryan will have the climb that we've been trusting for a long time at the peak, at the climax, at the tippy top of the mountain because I do believe we're taking on a Pittsburgh Panther squad that's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Defensive line's supposed to be number 2 in the country. I guess the offensive line's pretty good as well. They lose Kenny Pickett and a wide receiver that they had last year that went on transfer to USC or whatever the case. They got a new quarterback. We do as well. It's 7.5 points. Feels like that's going to be a little bit too many points for a rivalry game with the juices, how high they're going to be, the nerves, how high they're going to be. First game of the season, boys are going to be a little bit tight.
Oh, yeah.
7.5 feels like a lot. Or we might watch the game tonight and go, of course, 30 points. We don't even know a single player on the fucking West Virginia team. With that being said, I am happy that this game is back. I am happy that this game is happening. Everybody in my life has some sort of connection. Not everybody. I guess Connor doesn't fucking matter.
No, I have nothing.
Ty Darius doesn't either.
I
But
care. I'm a
played
little
the
Big
Big
East
East.
guy, yeah.
Darius is back in the studio another day. It's great.
Hell yeah, dude.
Ty,
Let's go.
Ty went to Iowa. It's Big Ten. But everybody that's in my personal life that I haven't met through my profession
Very nice.
Exactly.
is either a diehard Pitt fan or diehard West Virginia fan. And although this brawl and rivalry might have taken an 11-year hiatus, the ship talk between the two never stopped. The bashing of the two never stopped. There's hype videos coming out from both sides. Starting quarterback, who I never fucking heard of for University of Pittsburgh, is coming out in the middle of a pep rally, looking back at his daddy, whether or not he can swear or not. You go, dude, fuck West Virginia. Shut up, dude. All right, you put out a tweet allegedly 2014 and said eat shit Pitt, which is what everybody in West Virginia is fucking saying. It's a beautiful rivalry. This is a beautiful thing that is back for the people in the area in which I'm from where I went to school. Obviously, the Backyard Brawl for me brings up terrible memories. Now, I had the longest kick in Heinz Field and in the middle of the Backyard Brawl and 1-3-1, I think, in the Backyard Brawl and, you know, a lot of that type of stuff. There's one particular Backyard Brawl that I will remember forever, and one particular Backyard Brawl that I was kind of forced to talk about all week this week because media folks wanted to chat about it because it is a game in the history of college football that nobody could have expected going the way that it went, including myself and all of my teammates. It was in 2007. We had a fucking team. Now, Darius?
Don't want to talk about it.
Okay, Darius went to UConn. Darius had to run into the
Good
buzzsaw
program.
that was what they were at the time. Not bad. UConn was
Yeah.
not bad. Donna Brown was up there. Darius Butler was up there.
Yeah.
I believe Dana was there at the beginning.
He was gone,
He
yeah.
left. But we used to just fucking steamroll everybody. Of
course.
Okay? And I was just lucky to be there. This is my first real baptism into football was this team. I grew up in the soccer world. For high school, I'd show up on Fridays. I'd kick. I'd do my thing, and I'd leave. West Virginia, when I got there, a couple months before school started, we were the first freshman class that was able to do that via the NCAA as go in early the summer beforehand. And Mike Barless was was a fucking guy. Now, he made me into the person I am, but those were tough days. Those were tough workouts. That was my first, hello, how you doing? This is how the football world operates. Practices, meetings, how it was going to be just being a kicker at the time. Then I would transition into a punter as well and do both my sophomore season. But I was really learning football culture through that entire thing. Always been an NFL fan. Didn't know much about college, but, you know, the insides of what football looked like. And I was very lucky to be on a great fucking team. Not just good, a great fucking team. Now, I rode the coattails to some magical moments. We obviously won the Sugar Bowl our freshman year. Now, there was a lot of vets on that team, too, older guys that were fucking hell of good players. Jay Henry, Mike Lorello, Dan Moses, and the boys up there, Sheffy, all the guys. They were good people. Good people up there, but they were the older class, the older regime. Our freshman class, which I didn't redshirt, so Pat White, Steve Slayton didn't redshirt either. Owen Schmidt was a part of that group. Darius Raynaud was a part of that group. I came in alongside a great recruiting class. Reed Williams, who was in my wedding, and Nate. I mean, we had a team. We had a very good fucking team. We loved each other off the field. We partied. I mean, we did. Right. Not everybody. I'm not painting a broad brush. I think we probably had some nerds on the team somewhere. Nobody that I knew. We had a fucking blast. We lived how, you know, you would think a team that went to school in Morgantown, West Virginia, where there's penny pitchers on Wednesdays and drink till you drown Tuesdays and like $5 and spend no more type Thursdays. I mean, it was a great time. Our basketball team was fucking unbelievable at the time. I went out too much. I was a little bit too reckless, a little bit too carefree, but everything was all too kumbaya for me. Freshman year, I kicked, okay, not bad. We won the fucking Sugar Bowl. All right, this is awesome. This is how it's supposed to be. Beat Georgia in Georgia. The week of that game, we're housing beers and wings, and the Georgia guys got like water and salads at events. It was just like we were not supposed to be the team that we were supposed to be. Many scholarships were pulled from guys from other schools. They ended up at West Virginia. Pat White was offered to be a wide receiver, I believe, at LSU or Alabama, not a quarterback. Nobody really saw him at that. He was drafted to play baseball like 3 times by the time. So we were really a group of misfits that had Mike Barwis in the weight room kicking the fucking shit out of us, and we would go. We were a lot of workers, a lot of Pittsburgh guys, you know, a lot of Florida guys in there. We had a working group, and then Rich Rodriguez was the most intense human being that I had ever seen in my life. This is the most intense, most passionate person I'd ever seen about the little things, because his big belief is you take care of the little things, big things will take care of themselves. But those fucking little things need to be pointed out, need to be addressed, and need to be treated as if they are a fucking massive ordeal, because long term they will be. At the time, I don't think any of us really understood why this motherfucker's always mad. Like, hey, things are pretty good. We're having a good time. What the fuck, dude? We were up 25, 28. We go down to the SEC. We play fucking Mississippi State. We win by a lot. Afterwards, we're getting motherfucked from some penalty that happened. And it's just like, we needed that guy to be our coach. We needed Barwis, and I think we needed each other. And in 2007, in the backyard brawl, the team needed me to do my fucking job. At that point, I'd become a college kicker that people expected to make kicks. So when I would miss a kick, obviously people would be alarmed at that point. Didn't start out that way my freshman year. Grew into that particular thing. I think going into the backyard brawl in 2007, we'd already won 2 bowl games before that freshman, sophomore year. Going into that game, I had made like 10 straight field goals. Who knows how many extra points. I mean, I was playing probably my best ball, kicking my best ball. And then first quarter, first drive, I miss a fucking 20-yarder. What are you doing, you idiot, doofus? We all knew what was on the line. Third drive, I missed a 30-some-yarder wide right. First one wide left. I think I tried to overcompensate, missed the next one wide right. And little did I know that would definitely come in to affect the rest of my life. Because after that first quarter ended, we go into halftime. I think we had the lead. Second half, we end up losing that game 13-9. Our shots at going to a national championship, which that team deserved. That team that I was very lucky to be on deserved to go to a national championship. And fucking ruin whoever, I think it was Ohio State or LSU. LSU. I think LSU got in because of us. Okay. So I think it would have been Ohio State. It was, yeah. And those Ohio State boys, I understand they're big, they're strong. Fucking Steve and Pat had a different speed. Yeah. That would have been
different.
Oh, We would have won. We would have fucking won. But instead, we ended up losing that game. And what happened to our team, Rich Rod leaves. He goes to Michigan. There's new people brought in that are planning for the future, not really for the current. So like our senior year just kind of becomes a wash. And it just is a moment that I have tried to basically bury deep because of how much guilt I feel from what happened that evening. Because the people that I care about, my teammates, my family, my friends at West Virginia that I got to know, my roommates that I lived with there who are also on the team, they were friends and family, I guess, at the same time. Those people, what they had to experience because of my performance in first quarter, it was just the worst night of my entire life. Thought about maybe disappearing, never being seen again after that. I was told it by a lot of people walking by our house. Had a lot of bottles thrown at our fucking house, had bottles thrown in my car. Everybody knew where I lived because I fucking was always out and about, and we had a massive team chemistry building barbecue.
Right. Yes.
Every single year.
Yes.
Of course. Was not a party. It was not a party.
Correct.
It was a team chemistry building barbecue at the end of training camp, and the entire city fucking showed up at it. So literally everybody knew where I lived. And on that particular evening, I learned a quick lesson about you can be known by a lot of people, you can be loud, but if you don't do your fucking job, they are certainly going to let you know about it. I hit rock bottom, I'd say, that evening. At one point the next day, I got in my car. I kind of just drove away, was going to disappear, never come back, didn't talk to anybody. For whatever reason, I turned back around, and my teammates were so cool. And they talked to Reed this week for Sports Illustrated. Ross Dellinger did. Reed Williams was my roommate, and he told his story. And Ross Dellinger writes for Sports Illustrated. I don't like doing interviews. I don't like talking to people. There's too much of me right now anyways. And also, anytime I talk to somebody, they'll take like a tiny quote from me, and everybody hears how I speak every fucking day. They'll take a tiny quote, and then they'll insert their opinions on what I was thinking. But if they would have just continued to quote, you'll get exactly how I'm actually fucking feeling. So I don't really enjoy the whole media game because A, too much, B, they're never going to accurately depict what I actually mean because I'm a fucking, idiot, and it's hard to understand that. So Ross had reached out to me. He wrote the Sports Illustrated article, and I did not answer. I don't know Ross like that. He came on our show. We're not like, he doesn't follow me. I don't follow him. I'd never met him in real life. I respect and appreciate his work, but he wanted to talk about 13-9. And I was like, I don't want to talk about this. So he interviews my guy, Reed. Reed tells me, hey, this guy's just asking about you, basically. So this story is going to happen whether you want to give your side or not. So I called Ross. I thought he did a great job with it. I thought he was very, very kind. I thought he was very nice. I appreciated the opportunity to talk about it because reading that article and everybody that's reached out to me since that article has come out yesterday has been a really fucking cool story and a cool moment for me that I think I needed. So I think these last 2 days have been a lot. For me, there's been a lot of guilt that has been felt. There's been a lot of bad memories that have been brought up, but there's also been a lot of closure, I think, with a lot of fucking people, including me and Coach Rod, texting each other the last couple of days. So I hope tonight West Virginia wins by 1,000. Gonna be tough. I think that Pitt team's ready to go.
Yeah.
But I am excited to be back into a state of mind, which hasn't happened, I don't think, ever, where I'm like, yeah, I went to West Virginia. I was a part of that. I feel like I accomplished a lot. Yeah, I tweeted this morning. It's the first time I've ever really done something like this about my college thing. But I feel like getting a lot of messages from a lot of people that I thought I let down and a lot of people that I thought would hate me forever, and them sending me a message being like, bro, come the fuck on. We all hate it, but come on. I mean, I was a fucking guy, dude. I mean, two different positions. I was All-American, all-time leading scorer, obviously two-time BCS champ because I rode coattails of that. Ray Guy finalist, Groza semifinalist, and I don't talk about it ever. I always have my jersey here, but I never talk about it because if I was to talk about it, the only thing that's going to come up is how I should think about going back to that spot in my mind when I wanted to fucking kill myself. So I am happy and proud of what I accomplished. I am lucky that I was a part of that team. I will never be able to go back and make those kicks now, but I will say forever, fucking eat shit, Pitt. Tonight, let's go. I hope Neil Brown finds a winner. It'll be a lot of weight off of my shoulders if they fucking win a national championship. That'd be fantastic. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but Graham Harrell in there.
Yeah,
true. We shall see. So I'm excited for tonight for a lot of reasons, and it feels like football is happening right now.
Super excited for tonight. Not a surprise that Morgantown is going to take over Acrisure Stadium.
if you're from Pittsburgh, you either most likely root for Pitt, Penn State, or Morgantown, and I think Pitt probably has the least percentage of fans in the city.
Morgantown, no, it's West Virginia University. It's the whole state.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, just versus a fucking neighborhood.
Yeah, that was Pac-Man too. You're gonna
You
tell
didn't
him?
love that.
What are you gonna do?
Well,
You
I have
gonna
no
tell
dog in the
Pac-Man?
fight. I have no dog in the fight. I have no dog in the fight tonight. Obviously, in the back of my head, I'm like, yay, Pitt, because I'm from Pittsburgh, whatever. It didn't go there. It doesn't matter to me. I actually enrolled and was accepted, was going to go to West Virginia, but decided to play football in college, so didn't go to West Virginia. But, like,
You'd have been great in our locker room.
No, I wouldn't play football there. I would just drink.
But like the week you were on the team,
sure.
which happened to a lot of people. Oh, I'm a walk on. I'm gonna be a college football player. I'm not gonna be back next week.
He's just bars guy.
Yeah, that is it.
But like the whole city's gonna be a buzz tonight. But yeah, Pitt brings back all all 7 O linemen. Their top 7 linemen are back. They had number 2 in the nation in sacks last year. They're all back. 6 all-conference starters are back on D.
Jesus, that's a lot.
We're boosting to 7.5.
Here we go.
WVU also has 5 O linemen back, but they were 100th in the country last year in sacks given up. But
only up from here.
Only way is up.
But it's hard to replace fucking Kenny Pickett and Jordan Addison on offense. So
there you go.
And then JT Daniels, maybe he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Who knows?
Yesterday, we didn't even know if he was the starter. So I'm assuming he's not. But
Okay.
if he was in an actual battle with maybe the backup who played last year, was it that who, Jarrett?
There was 2 guys who played
Doge?
last year. There was
Dogecoin?
Hoagie, Dogie, or whatever. and
Doggy. Dog.
Relax. guys.
Doggy doggy.
This guy's been ruined enough on a football field. We don't need you guys burying him as well.
You're right.
West Virginia
100th
team was
country.
6-7 last year. I mean,
It's not that bad.
that is bad when you think about our team, though. Hey, Diva, the team that I was lucky to be on. Hey, we were that team was a bunch of fucking
Pat
dogs.
was ahead of his time at that quarterback position. That O-line, that zone running scheme you guys had, obviously Slayton, weapons outside of receiver as well. I had dogs up and down that roster. Richie Rod, I felt like was great. Had no clue he was that type of person. From the outside looking in, you see him at the Big East stuff. Oh, this is a cool coach. I love to play for that guy.
Hey, he probably is cool. I mean, I've never seen him as like a person.
Seems
Yeah,
like
just
it
a
would.
normal.
I've never like hung out with him as a human. I've only experienced him as coach to player.
Yeah.
He did not want us to like him. Like that was a very, you know what I mean?
A
Like,
lot of college coaches that way though.
Yeah.
So you said he'll probably be back in the SEC soon. He's doing
that'd
his
be
thing somewhere.
hey, he's at Jacksonville State. They just beat the fuck out of
Yeah.
Stephen F. Austin.
Killed him.
And he was not, did you see? 2 minutes left in the game. His hat's sideways, about to fucking explode.
Massive dogs in the game too. Not like it was, they were favorites. They were massive dogs.
And I'm sure he let them know that.
Yeah.
Like, he is just one of those guys who is the most passionate human I've ever seen about the smallest thing he is most passionate about. And as I grow older, and I told him this, like I've respected what and why and how he did what he did to us more and more, like as I get older. Now, there are certainly some things that if I was in his position, I would have done very different, and there are certainly some times that I was asked to, potentially do a Rich Rod impersonation in front of Rich Rod.
Okay.
And I took that as an opportunity to point out some of the fucking things you have done in the last year that we all have seen. And it's like, maybe we need to move on. But I think he was, with that group we had, I mean, I don't want to bash the group because of how good of a group it was of humans. But like, it was almost like last chance you. It was like, it almost was like last chance you, our team. We have the amount of arrests since college that have come out of that locker room, and I'm not talking about for like petty crimes. I'm talking about we had some fucking like dogs in there. Yeah. And everybody bought in and everybody wanted to go to work and I think we all wanted to go win everything. And that's why it hurts so bad that like it didn't happen, because I feel like obviously I'm a massive part of it. I feel like I was a good player for the team. I did not show up in the biggest night that we had. Now, granted, we played in a bunch of bowls.
We all got those fucking games.
That was a
you
weird
guys
night.
scored 9 fucking points, so
Yeah, Pat got hurt.
Pat was 5 of 10.
But if it's not for Pat and Rich though, like I don't think that locker room is a clusterfuck. I think.
Well, that's exactly.
But like Pat White, we would have walked into fucking Baghdad with Pat. By the way, might have won with the group that we had. We go into fucking Baghdad. That group. I mean, it was It was awesome to be a part of it. That was my first welcome to football.
You couple it with, like, how many guys got arrested and stuff like that, or had a bunch of issues coming in, and it was, like you mentioned, like Last Chance U pretty much, and you couple that with how Morgantown was. Like, if Rich Rod would have been a candy ass, like, you guys probably would have had a much different team. Like, guys getting arrested, kicked off the team, like, you needed someone.
I was a part of the problem. I was a massive part of the problem. Yeah, and then you get out loans. When it's penny pitchers and you have $40,000 in money out that you just got loans out from a 2 a.m., it's my money and I want it now. Paying a good 20, 30% interest on this.
Big deal.
That's a good deal. Give me the cash now. I'm on full scholarship. If it doesn't work out and I don't go to the NFL, I'll be broke like everybody else. Everybody else was in debt. I might as well be in debt, which, might have. Might never had to pay for anyways.
Yeah, true.
Sure. Depending upon how it all goes. And then if it ends up working out, I'll just pay off this $40,000 cash, $75,000, whatever it ended up being at the time. So we were having a blast, dude. Then the offseason, the basketball team was fucking making runs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Filthy.
Morgantown was awesome.
Huggy.
You hated playing in Morgantown, I assume?
No, I liked it. Loved the environment. I hate getting my ass kicked. And then especially how y'all played the game. It was a lot of running. So I played, obviously corner. So it was miserable. I think one year y'all might have had like 400 or 500 yards rushing. Like literally. I knew it was bad too. When the D-line coach came to the sideline and told our D-lineman, hey, on the snap of the ball, just run sideways. I've never heard that before. So because you had that zone scheme where you didn't have like a big, a bunch of 320-pound guys on the O-line. You had like athletic offensive linemen that can move side to side, and then Slayton or White would just find the seam and it would be ugly. And then 10 times that they did throw the ball, it would be wide open because you had 9 guys in the box to stop the run. So it was tough.
And the wide receivers that we had, Darius Reynaud is maybe the most explosive human I've ever seen in my life. He would put his foot in the ground, and it was just because they had to pack the box. So to try to stop the zone or whatever option, they would throw it out to him, and he would have one-on-one. And you make that one person miss, which he would, and then it was just a race basically every single time.
Yeah, Schmidt,
Owen Schmidt as the dive. That was awesome.
He used to be bleeding and shit from his face mask broke. Like, it was – he had a big guy too. He wasn't nice like that. The tall receiver, he didn't.
West Lions, there's no reason for you to shit on.
I
had to find one. I had to find because I remember seeing he was like 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
So, oh shit!
Yeah, he made the NFL.
Another Woody Hager.
He probably I seen him get a shot. You gotta give him a shot.
No, he was a good guy too, a good player. Wrote a book. He's an author.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an
Lions.
author now.
How about it?
That was heyday of the Big East days, man. Rutgers had guys. Pitt obviously had guys. We were on our run. Cincy, South Florida, they had a run like that division. Louisville, Louisville. So had a lot of good teams, good coaches, but obviously, Dub V, y'all right at the top.
Yeah, we tried to, at least, I think. And I don't know how. I should have focused a lot more. But, yeah, I should have.
Different experience, though. Feels like
I don't know how I was supposed to. I could go to those classes, which I didn't, but I could go and take those tests and just pass them.
Yeah.
Just from 25 minutes of looking at something. I'm going to go pass this test, forget everything forever. And then there's penny pitchers out right there. Yeah. And I have 4 teammates that are looking to go because it's somebody's birthday. And I'm not a soccer player anymore, so I don't have to run like 14 miles every single day. It was like a lot of like, what? Who would I be if I didn't go out?
Exactly.
Why would I not go out? And then I started having a good time too much at the time. Was able to get away with it. And it doesn't show up till when? Till it shows up. And it did. That particular night. It was the fucking universe coming all the way back saying, you should have focused a little bit. Things have been a little bit too easy, too smooth, too nice for you. Boom! 20-yarder left. Bang! 32-yarder right. And that's like missing like that much. What happened on it? Who the fuck knows? I have no idea. I still won't know if I did. I fucked up, man. It's a tough thing.
That's a big part of college, though, is figuring out, like, I don't need to go to these classes. Because guess what? When the test comes around, I can pass them. Yep. And then I can get boozed up and have my free time and do whatever. That's a big part of college. Figuring
Balancing
out
life.
What do I like to do? Do I want to go fucking sit in this lecture hall that absolutely stinks and fall asleep and not get anything out of it anyway? Or do I want to go get real fucked up the night before and then just roll the dice on the test? And guess what? If I get a 75, I'm all good. I'm going to get my degree.
See, listen, but my favorite is after that. team chemistry building barbecue one year. We had a couple guys get arrested on their way out, and don't love that. Don't love that.
Yeah,
Did not
tough.
condone that at all. Did not want that to happen at all. But everybody in the city was at this one. It was awesome. We had a rap concert in the kitchen at one point.
Nice.
With 66340, I think was his name. 66240, 66340. He was this local rapper, man. He was awesome. He was lying about everything.
Wavy
else.
Is he huge?
If I was to give his actual height and weight, it wouldn't be anywhere near what his actual title was.
Austin
Okay.
6'6", 340.
Well, he might have been like 6'3", 380.
Yeah,
But
440.
he was a big fucking guy. Made bangers. So we would have, I mean, literally everybody's there. Cops are blocking off the street, you know, like it was awesome. Normally it was the first week of school too, first weekend of school, so it was like a welcome.
Syllabus week.
Yeah, but all of our coaches were there too. Like not the like
GAs.
and
GAs.
stuff,
Every
yeah.
GA was there. Like I was getting rides from GAs to go pick up another keg down the street. Like, hey, we need to do this. And obviously everybody's like, we don't talk about any of this ever. It's like, of course not.
Yeah,
What are we
obviously.
doing? So then obviously we have some guys get arrested on the way out of there, and I get woken up the next morning. I think I passed out on the couch. I get woken up the next morning like, hey, mandatory team meeting, like 8 a.m. or something. We weren't supposed to have anything till noon. So I knew
Yep.
Something's wrong.
not good, you know? So I'm getting like smacked in the face like, hey, wake up. We got a mandatory team meeting. So we go up there, and Coach Stu, rest in peace, what a legend. He calls me aside and he goes, there was some type of party last night, Patrick? And I said, I think we had a good time. Yeah, we had a pretty good time. He goes, there was a fucking curfew, Patrick. You know that. 11 o'clock, sharp, in your house. I said, I was in my house at 11 o'clock. I was 1,000% in my house. He said, I'm going to ask a bunch of people. They all say you were in your house at 11 o'clock. I'm like, yes, sir. I was motherfucking in my house at 11 o'clock. He goes, your eyes are all bloodshot. I said, I was drunk, but I was certainly in my house at 11 o'clock. He goes, get your fucking ass in that meeting room. I'm like, all right. So as I'm walking in, I sit next to, I think I was next to Reed probably at the time or somebody, I forget. I was like, have you guys heard what this is about? And everybody's like, no. I was like, well, it's about the party. And they're like, no shit. I was like, all right, well, I missed it. I was just talking to Coach Stu. I don't know what you want. And he goes up there. He has all the seniors stand up in this meeting. Rich Rod goes, last night, 2 of your motherfucking teammates got arrested right before our season even started. Blah, blah, blah. Goes on this whole thing. And he goes, seniors, stand the fuck up. So all these seniors stand up. And every one of them is either still drunk or every single one of them. And then he says, GAs, will you fucking come to the front of the room? Every one of them still drunk. He goes, when you're partying and choosing, this is who you're fucking. He's like pointing at, he's like, Owen Schmidt, saying, you know what he's been through? You're fucking Owen Schmidt whenever you're not focused on anything. Owen's like, that's right, yeah. Owen and I literally were on the run at the end of that night to go grab something together. Then he points at this GA. This guy's sleeping on a fucking couch, has a kid, has a wife, da-da-da-da. You're fucking this guy whenever you're choosing to party and do blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, that guy was sleeping on my couch just about 2 hours ago. I mean, the whole thing. So it was really, our team was tighter, I think, than ever before. And I think that's why that game is such a stab right to the heart when we talk about it. But this week I got to face it a little bit. And I'll watch it tonight, and hopefully we'll win. Definitely love us to cover. And then we move right into a college football weekend. I think that's about to be epic.
Really good weekend.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. We're talking to Joel Klatt in the third hour. He is calling the Penn State-Purdue game tonight, and he also has Alabama-Texas, I believe.
Wow.
Coming up.
Big game.
Yeah,
Huge.
coming up next week.
Quinn Ewers.
That
Should be an absolute blowout.
He's probably got a game Saturday, too.
What do you mean should be an absolute
Yeah,
blowout?
come on.
Texas even ranked this year?
I don't think
are
they're
not.
right.
Real rich for you to say, though, just talking about your team giving up 500 rushing yards. I mean,
Yeah, that's old news.
Yeah, our team was
on.
ranked though. Yeah, at that time,
True.
we were ranked at that time. And they weren't the only team we were doing that to.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean I was watching that too.
Still have the same jersey on.
A lot of me doing this. Yeah, a lot of me doing. All right, boys. Here we go.
2. Go for 2.
No. Let's keep those points going. So I think the college football season this year is going to be heavy at the top, right? And then everybody else is going to get worked.
So it's really heavy, Bama, Ohio State.
Is this what's going to happen with NIL? Is this going to continue to be the case? Because I thought USC just spent all the fucking money. How are they not even up in the top, or is it just people don't know?
Well, he's taking USC. I mean, that program was after what Clay Helton did to that program was a goddamn travesty. Okay, after Pete Carroll and then fucking what happened in there. So like it may take more than a year for USC. I mean, they did get a lot of fucking recruits in there. They got like the best running back from Oregon. They got the best running back from Pitt. Obviously, got one of the better quarterbacks from Oklahoma. So USC is going to be okay. Utah is another team in the Pac-12 that's supposed to be really good. They're returning everybody. They almost beat Ohio State in the Rose Bowl last year. But it's Ohio State, Bama, Georgia. Because they only bring back 3 guys on defense because 9 got drafted. But, I mean, they'll probably just reload or whatever. Yeah. And then, you still have Clemson if they could find a quarterback, stuff like that. But it's probably going to be Ohio State and Bama.
Well, I can't wait for this evening. I can't wait to watch and get started. And I can't wait for the fact that we are
7 days away from NFL football.
Let's go.
God. Made it to September.
Yeah, we're in September. It's here now.
How about it being September already? Welcome to fall. Welcome to football season.
Huge.
We battled through the global warming problem. We certainly experienced this.
Yeah, there were a lot.
And I'm not so sure we might not have a fucking 88-degree day within the next week or so.
No!
I don't want to get too excited because I did. It was crisp this morning. I put my sweatshirt on. I said this last weekend it was fucking 95 degrees. So why am I getting ahead of myself thinking that this is just here to stay? I hope it is, but...
Listen, beggars can't be choosers. When it's ice cold and there's no sun for 4 or 5 months here in Indianapolis, we'll be begging for the summer days.
We would be.
And we'll say, hey, give us the 99, 120% humidity, just completely getting baked anytime you walk outside weather.
Sure.
That's what we'll say then. But right now, I'm fucking sick of that weather.
Yeah, me too.
And I am pumped that it's September. It has a little crispness to the sky, to the air right now.
It smells like football.
Getting into football season.
Yeah.
And we somehow have made it to September. D-Butt, how's the body feel? You're retired now at this point, but I feel like all of us that have ever played football get a little antsy around training camp time, get a little antsy around season time. Let's fucking go, huh?
Yeah, I'm
Let's
ready.
have an NFL season, D-Butt.
Ready to roll. This is going to be obviously an exciting one for me. But the league, man, there's so many changes, so many moving parts, different quarterbacks in different places, top wide receivers move, new coaches. My Dolphins look ready. We got Tua. We got guys, Mike McDaniel, new coach. So I'm excited, man. It's going to be a hell of a year.
A lot of storylines going in there. Let's go ahead and talk about one that just broke this morning. Russell Wilson has agreed to terms or signed the paper to renegotiate or extend his current contract that he negotiated with the Seattle Seahawks with the richest owner in the NFL, the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson and the Broncos have agreed to terms on a 5-year, $245 million extension. He gets $165 million guaranteed. That's officially locked in. Now he has 2 years remaining on his current deal, so they think that this is actually totally a 7-year deal worth $296 million. He is 34 years old, $165 million of that guaranteed. So this conversation automatically leads to, hey, let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Okay, $165 million guaranteed.
Let's ride.
Locked into Denver for 7 years.
Let's ride.
We got the richest owner in all of the NFL. Let's
ride.
Is what his agent said whenever he went in there to renegotiate and get this thing a little bit longer. Let's get the business, long term. Let's get this partnership to really mean something. Let's go to work right here, and that is awesome for Russell Wilson. Awesome for the Broncos. Congratulations to everybody. Now, what does this mean for Lamar Jackson, Joey Burrow, and everybody else that's going to be looking for a deal? Russell Wilson has already been paid. This will be his third contract that he's made. So it's not his first contract like Lamar, Joey Burrow, and Kyler Murray was just seeking a couple weeks ago. But the $165 million guaranteed as opposed to the full contract being guaranteed, everybody on the internet saying, this is bad news for Lamar Jackson. Other people on the internet, agents around the NFL, are saying Russell Wilson just did the NFL a favor. He got this deal done with not a fully guaranteed so that nobody else expects it. First, Kyler didn't do it. Now Russell Wilson, who's already won a Super Bowl, is Russell Wilson. He's not taking a fully guaranteed deal. So now no other quarterbacks can expect a fully guaranteed deal. Now that's a very negative way to look at it. 165 M's guaranteed for your third contract is a hell of a fucking deal.
Yeah.
But what does this mean for Lamar Jackson going forward? I think he still has his exact same business gripe that he had a day ago, and I think he will going into whenever the negotiation finally ends.
Shouldn't mean shit when it comes to Lamar. He should be in his own ballpark. Like we just said, Russell's be 34 this year. You know, Lamar is 25, so has at least another 10 years you would expect ahead of him. I'm still sitting in the same place. You give Lamar 4 years, 200 and some change, make him the highest paid annually, do right by him, and then he's back at the table before 30. And, you know, the Ravens, they can make another decision 3-4 years down the line if they want to move on. But I don't think this changes it for Lamar. Great deal for Russ.
I think so. 34 years. Yeah. Everybody's like, "Oh, this Lamar." I'm like, "What, dude? Like, this is another. You get so you get rich if you get drafted early and you make your first contract.
Yep.
Second contract, you're kind of sniffing the upper richness. You get wealthy in like your third, fourth contracts, which is where Russell is. Lamar is still on his rookie contract.
Yeah.
So acting like that contract that Russell just signed is anything like what Deshaun or what Lamar should sign, very different. Now, the Deshaun one, I guess you could also say, because he got paid by Houston already. Yeah. But it's in a division he didn't finish that, and he's still in his. So it's like Lamar should not change his tune at all, I don't think. No. Even though everybody on the internet's like, he's going to fucking ruin it for Lamar. It's like, not if I'm Lamar. If I'm Lamar, it's like, hey, good for Russ. Let's ride.
Yeah.
Way to go, Russ. Way to go. Now, for me, Deshaun, fucking this guy.
Yeah, we still up here, bro.
The first one.
I don't know what you're thinking. And if Russ was a rookie and had accomplished what Lamar has accomplished, his agent and his deal would be looking for exactly what Deshaun's doing. So I don't think this changes fucking shit.
No, I feel like if anything, like guys who have already had their deals, like Josh Allen and Mahomes, and probably even you could maybe throw Kyler in, is like, oh, okay, so now when I turn 34, this is kind of like the base. Or even when I turn, 30, 32, because Mahomes, he'll be at the end of his 10-year deal when he's around 34, 35, so now he knows that's how much he can get. But do you think that...
Do you remember we were lied to about how much that was worth?
Oh, yeah, 470.
Mahomes' deal looks better every day for the Chiefs.
Yes.
Every day.
It was supposed to be a $500 million deal. Then it ended up being like a $460 million deal. It's like, well, that's $40 million deal. I mean, I guess we're just throwing away millions at this point, but $40 million is a lot of fucking $1 million just to throw away. They're like, yeah, we reported that. It's like, no, you didn't. So we don't know what's real and what isn't, I guess, at this point. We can assume this Russ deal is real.
Yeah, for sure. And like the Mahomes deal, it was awesome in the beginning, but isn't there kind of some thought, like, because the way that deal was structured is why they couldn't keep Tyreek Hill around? Because of how big his money number was?
They can keep anybody around. Don't even think about falling into that trap. What are you doing?
Well, I'm just saying, he's what, $70 million this year?
What's that guy all about?
Can't be doing it, dude.
Can't be doing it. It doesn't matter.
Still.
Smack in the mouth.
Yeah, it does. You're trying to fall into, I'm going into network TV real quick?
It's going to matter because it happens. These teams lose guys.
Doesn't happen.
I know it.
I disagree.
It just happened with A.J. Brown in Tennessee. They couldn't sign him.
They could have signed Tyreek. Tyreek hated Jackson Mahomes. What do you think? Do you think it was the money or the burial of Jackson Mahomes?
I think it was definitely the money.
I think he wanted to catch the most accurate ball in the league from Tua.
Well, there's a lot of conversations here that could be had. Who has the most accurate throwing arm in all of the NFL? Tyreek said Tua, and he said, I'm done with this. Get me out of here. They could have paid him if they wanted to pay him, I think. Because they could have restructured Patrick Mahomes.
Packers could have paid Devontae.
Tried to
pay him more he got in Las Vegas.
But couldn't because of the guarantees, right? Because of the numbers.
You can structure it, though, in any particular fashion. He could take a $1 million salary this year. They could fucking structure this thing to just run this whole thing out. If they really want to keep somebody, they can. That is what we have learned. What has happened to you?
I'm
you
just
honestly
saying, it feels
sound like Mike Florio right now.
No, because these teams have to pay for it eventually.
They don't, though. You sound exactly like what these people sound like.
It happened to New England. Like we saw it. I saw it at least with New England after the end of Brady's whole run because it stacked up. Now, granted, it's only for 1 year, but if you want to keep guys in their prime and give them the top dollar, like someone's got to pay for it eventually.
No, that's not real. The only thing that happens, I guess, is if your quarterback does leave. Tom left. Drew Brees left down in the Saints, so they had to fucking pay for that. They had to cut like 9 or 10 guys or whatever. Mm-hmm. Still able to keep a lot of their top guys. But I think with the way the salary cap gymnastics has been popping off, I think you can literally pay anybody anything and keep them forever. I honestly believe that if you want to. The Patrick Mahomes thing, it is interesting because that was originally reported as 10-year, $500 million. And it's like, God damn, $500 million to play football is a lot of money. But in a couple of years, it feels like that's going to be like a 2-3 year deal.
That. I was going to say,
well, that's to keep Tyreek. They could have done that too. They would have to. That's why
What's that? He's the face of the league pretty much, or one of them, and so he's already part owner of the Royals. Mm-hmm. So You know, I'm sure he's making
sporting cases.
That's what
State
they did to
Farm,
Tom, right?
Adidas, like
Didn't Tom renegotiate like every couple of years?
Yeah, every couple of years, but he again was not making less money,
Yeah.
but he wasn't making the top dollar that everyone wants now.
He was getting it all in signing bonus though instead, right?
Yeah, some of it, but he still wasn't like year to year, like
He
in
did
that
actually
top
take
five.
less.
Even
this year.
now,
Where is he this year? What he's making like
25.
20 something.
he's still very low.
And he just could have won the MVP. Like he was right there neck and neck with A-Rod for the MVP last year, and he's making.
A lot of
25,
people
so-
argue he should have won the MVP last year. Sorry about it. Didn't do the show.
That's right.
The show wins
the
MVP.
rule.
Jim Gray doesn't have the juice.
They are
Sorry
back,
about
though.
it. They are back. Hey,
Yeah.
let's go.
Season 2.
Sure, Jim will ask the tough questions about everything.
Yeah, the show won't suck.
So 20 seasons in New England, Tom Brady made $235 million.
Yes.
Russell Wilson playing 0 seasons in Denver, $235 million going for the next 7 years. It's a different world. It's a different game. Salary cap is different too.
God
and
bless
with
America.
and with that owner, that Robson Walton guy having all the cash, they can just cash over cap everybody.
Yeah.
They can literally just ding, boom, boom, move along. How you doing? Keep moving.
Can I say something stupid?
Sure.
You said it's a 7-year deal?
It's a 5-year extension,
Okay.
2 years left.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 years left,
Is that
Baltimore.
I mean, Russ hasn't been the most healthy of guys recently. And
What, because his mallet finger?
Come on,
You talking about his mallet finger?
Has he even played really good the last 2 seasons?
That's a better question.
Whoa.
It's better. I mean, that's fair.
What are you saying?
And you want
They
Russ
lost.
into his upper 30s. What are the Broncos doing?
Lost at home to Tony Wolford and Jared Goff, who had a broken finger.
Oh, that team, though. Seattle, he's
The
running for his
Broncos
life up there.
Yeah.
care.
exactly.
They're sick of watching Trevor Simeon sling the ball around. They'll pay Russ up.
True.
Well,
Also,
John
Drew
Elway.
Lock, Trevor Simeon. No offense, Drew Lock. We like Drew Lock. Probably a great dude, if we had to guess. Drew Lock, Brock Osweiler, they paid.
Yep.
They're done with it.
Trevor Simeon.
Flacco.
Flacco out of Memphis.
Flacco, a dog, by the way.
Paxton.
Paxton Lynch.
Paxton
yeah.
Lynch.
Number 2 or
Hey,
second.
he looked like the V for Vendetta mask,
Yeah,
the
he did.
anonymous mask.
Yeah. Yep.
That guy.
Skinny mustache and the
as a-
Perfect
Yeah.
draw.
It's a good point. They just,
was it Guy Fox? Or
Great point.
yeah,
Nick.
Guy Fawkes.
Elway
Also, anymore it doesn't matter because these guys are spending how many millions of dollars on their bodies. Like I think the age of when you can play quarterback is changing. Like it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, granted, now if you get your fucking brains blasted in, like that's different. But outside of last year, Russ has been healthy, and I think that was a big part of like their offensive line should be better in Denver. It was really bad in Seattle for the last 3-4 years. Like he said he wants to play another 10 years there. Like who's to say that he's not going to play till he seems like he's kind of got that Brady in him, like a little bit wacko, like would really like to play as long as he could. He might end up playing until he's 45.
His mallet finger, too, he could have played with it probably. I mean, when he couldn't play, he was playing.
yeah.
That's right.
That was awesome.
So
You hear that from
this guy
Denver, too.
loves the football.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his walkthrough is like something they've never seen before, is what a lot of players on Denver were doing.
Full pads and walkthrough. You heard about this?
I have
He wore his jersey to the training
Does
camp.
surprise. Hey,
Anticipating
it's
throws.
worked for him thus far. He's
Has
already
it? That's what Diggs was saying.
he's
You were
already
agreeing.
he's already had a Hall of Fame career. You look at his passer rating, obviously winning the Super Bowl. He didn't miss any games up until the mallet finger shit. Now I feel like this is going to be a different phase of his career. This is going to be the career where now he has to more so carry these teams as far as on his arm, letting Russ really cook. Can he do that? Last couple of years, even when he came back from the finger, he didn't play great last year. He didn't. And he had good weapons on the outside, Metcalf, Lockett, not a great O-line. They were kind of a run-first team. So it's going to be interesting going into this year with Hackett, who A-Rod speaks very highly of. He's got some weapons, lost one of them with Tim Patrick, the deep shot guy, but still got some good receivers. So it'd be interesting. A lot of money, but shit, what's your alternative at this point at
No,
quarterback position?
and if the salary cap continues to go up, which everybody's projecting and predicting, is it a lot of money? Because they'll be able to do the cash over cap with him if they or anybody else. They're going to sign guys too.
Yeah.
I mean, Denver has a lot of selling points for guys. I know everybody thinks like Miami in LA and Tampa is, no state income tax is obviously a massive advantage as well. So Vegas is going to take advantage of that over in Nevada. But like Denver has some selling points to a lot of people.
Nice
and if they,
too.
it is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Rather
good
live in Denver than
laws.
those other places you mentioned.
Well, I understand that, but a lot of guys like come from, Florida, Texas, California, Louisiana, Georgia. So if they, at the end of their careers, get an opportunity to travel back to the warm weather, that it doesn't hurt every single day you wake up, guys do that. But if you got a quarterback, and Denver's going to have a lot of cash behind it with this Robson Walton, a lot of cash behind it, and Denver is you could sell Denver to people. Look for them to get not just some weapons for Russ, but look for them to be in the market for a lot of weapons for Russ. And what Russ wanted whenever he was in Seattle, I want to be remembered as top 5 quarterback all time. And the way we're playing with the offensive line we have, we don't know if that was a real quote or not, but that was allegedly his big gripe. So they're going to try to get him as many weapons as possible, I would assume. And with the cash flow that is now available with the richest owner in the NFL being there, Robson Walton, this is not just a this year thing, I think, and that's why they wanted to lock in Russ long term. They are going to spend some fucking money over there in Mile High.
Yeah, like we say, it's a lot of money. Like, it's not for this guy. Like, he could wipe his ass with that. It doesn't matter. He could do this deal 100 times over, and it could be terrible every time. It's like, who gives a fuck?
Are people still in a Walmart parking lot?
Exactly. It doesn't matter. Like, he you know, and he probably has no idea either. He's, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he went in there. He's like, so what? Are we going to give Russ $500 million guaranteed, or he only wants 165? Okay, well, fuck it. Yeah.
165. We gave that to fucking some city in Arkansas.
Yeah.
What are we even? Russell Wilson?
You kidding me? Give him 200 for his troubles.
Can we give him another card? So I saw the Rolls Royce. It was an outdated version. Can we get him a new one or that? Like, that is real. Whenever you get that owner that has that amount of money and hopefully that aggressive in the which we can only judge him off his brother-in-law. Yeah. Which is Kroenke with the Rams.
How long has he been there?
Long time.
Been there a while, okay.
Yeah, was he in St. Louis?
St. Louis, yeah.
Well, he's the one who...
Yeah.
And by the way, fucked up. St. Louis did not deserve that. Hey, we love St. Louis.
Go Battlehawks.
Go Wheelhouse, too, the brunch.
Yep.
The best.
But this brunch place was electrifying.
I'm leaving St. Louis for LA too.
Not if you've been to Wheelhouse. It's clear that Kroenke never went to Wheelhouse.
Yeah, or
That's
Busch
the problem.
Stadium.
You think it was Busch Stadium, maybe?
Yeah, Cardinals games are a great environment.
Yeah.
I assume that's because everybody goes to Wheelhouse first and then they go there.
I don't doubt it.
What was it, 11:30 in the morning?
Oh, it was early. Yeah.
11:30 in the morning. Just full on.
Were the Blues in the playoffs at that time?
I don't know if they're in the playoffs, but it was a Blues game.
They had a game at
game
2
day.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals, didn't they have a game as well?
I think that evening, yeah, and then
Yeah.
Royal Rumble was in town.
Yes, there it is.
I mean, it was
Trifecta.
It was prime for the Wheelhouse, and I'll tell you what, they hit a home run.
Good day in the gateway to the West.
That's right. And you look at that arch and you go, this is a good city. And then Fox won't remember it because he was taking so many shots at Wheelhouse.
Well, what
else?
This guy was on a shot ski fucking 11:35 a.m.
It was
this guy.
impossible not to. That's how
say.
awesome that place was.
Sounds like
Let's turn the other way.
I believe it was an espresso shot, too.
I'm like, can I please get a little wakey wakey?
Yeah.
Can I get some B's and G's in this place? Yeah, we do it. You do have biscuits and gravy? Yeah, all right, I'll take those, Foxy. Give me 2 shot skis.
what?
I'll find some friends here.
What?
A little cold beer.
What?
What is that, vodka?
What?
What type of vodka?
What?
Tito's?
What?
Handmade?
What?
Give me 14 of those.
What?
Yeah, Foxy really went after
They
it.
had 2 DJs at 11:30 a.m.
2 different rooms, fully bumping, 11:30 a.m. In the back, DJ having a good time, couple windows, place fucking banana land. Like it is 1:30 a.m., this place.
Nice. Okay.
Then another room, full sports bar feel, place going crazy. And then I was eating biscuits and gravy at the fucking
yeah.
great biscuits and gravy.
This,
Fox was
this city
fried.
is missing one of those.
Yeah.
Big time.
Wheelhouse would do very well if it was in Indianapolis. But to be honest, I don't even know if the laws would allow Wheelhouse to exist. You're not allowed to have a happy hour here in this state.
True.
Really?
We also got people getting shot and killed just right downtown.
Not just
I don't-
people.
Yeah.
Say,
true.
Special fucking
Yeah.
forces.
Dutch special forces.
I don't know if
Yeah, it's like that. There's.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Seals of Holland.
it's not like St. Louis was like the murder capital of the world for a long time.
Well,
but
Wheelhouse.
Sorry, the US.
Not around Wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Not around Wheelhouse.
They changed it.
U.S. Probably not the world.
You can break a lot of bread in Wheelhouse. You can put your differences aside.
Hell yeah.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Wheelhouse, dude.
Yeah. Shout out.
That place was awesome. All right, a couple other things happened around the world of NFL. Jimmy G will practice with the 49ers for the first time this year today.
Here we go, Jimmy. Let's go.
He's been watching their practices from afar, behind the media, behind the fans on another field, so he can go and rehab his surgically repaired throwing shoulder that happened off the season. He's been doing that away from the team, away from the meetings, so that there's no confusion on who the starting quarterback is. This is Trey Lance's team.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
For now.
Man,
Unless he
there's a
sucks.
fucking handsome Italian guy on that field right over there. He's led us to a Super Bowl and an NFC Championship whenever he's healthy. When he's hurt, we fucking suck, but I mean, maybe, right? We saw what that guy was missing throws. Let's bring him back. Bang. Will you restructure your deal to make a lot less money than what you're guaranteed, but probably more than what you would make on the market if you were to be cut right now? Jimmy says yes. He's back in there. He's back at practice. Will there be rusty? But no. Jimmy's been around, right? He knows the deal.
He'll be sharp.
He's been in the building, too.
Yeah.
He's been rehabbing in the building. It's not that big of a deal, is it?
Knows the offense, and he'll be getting scout team reps now. So it's gonna be an interesting dynamic. I hope that locker room can handle it. Great move for Jimmy. But Trey, man, that's tough on Trey.
Trey was asked by Shanahan about how he's going to handle the situation, if it'll be okay or whatever. I don't know if Shanahan was asking for approval to bring back Jimmy G. But Shanahan
Good
on how
conversation to have.
it is great conversation. I don't think you can say, "Hey, Trey, it's your second year. You've played next to no football. Do you mind if we do something?" But Shanahan at least talking to him is a smart move and a smart play and setting the dynamic up for the rest of the year. When I told Trey that Jimmy was going to come back, he said, "Awesome." That dude was awesome for me last year. When you have a quarterback room that likes each other, it makes it more enjoyable to come to work, says Trey to Shanahan to the reporters.
There we go.
Okay.
Settled.
Not a problem at all, it sounds like.
Settled.
Yeah.
Feels pretty good.
Also,
Story's over.
like, I know it's been kind of tongue-in-cheek, and I don't know who they play the first week, but, like,
Chicago.
Okay, so probably not, but what if the 49ers go 3-and-out on their first 3 possessions and the Bears scored like 2 touchdowns and they're down like 14-0 in the first quarter? Like, isn't like the allure to be like, all right, fuck it, bring in Jimmy G. Like, that's going to happen.
So that's what I've been saying this entire time.
Yeah.
And a lot of media people told me that I'm a child and I don't know what I'm talking about. But it's going to be hard for me, just as somebody who has sat on a sideline of a lot of games. A lot of games. I've been on the sideline, front row seat, heard conversations that most people don't get to hear, watched the game from a better perspective than everybody else got to. As soon as somebody starts sucking that isn't necessarily, like, it's hard for everybody else on the team not to be like, hey, weren't we fucking just...
Impossible.
It's impossible for people not to do that. Even if you have as little input on strategy or the game as the fucking punter, it's hard not to be like, hey, when we were running like 2-minute offense, we're fucking going right down the field. Is there anybody, who can we talk to? Hey, how come you guys aren't fucking doing this? Like, that happens. These are just natural things that take place. If Trey comes out there and he's throwing these fucking Tim Wakefield balls that he was throwing against Houston, it is going to be hard for everybody. And that's why I've said this. It's going to be hard for everybody not to be like, okay, maybe a couple weeks, so we give Trey a couple more weeks. It's going to be difficult. I honestly believe that.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't think as early as the first game, but AB asked me this on the pod this morning. And he was
a man-to-man podcast currently live.
Man-to-man pod. So he asked me, kind of put the GM head coach hat on. What do you do if you get to week 5 and they're 1-4? What do you? Or if they're 2-2, what do you do? If they're 1-4, I'm like, hey, we just keep riding with Trey. We keep riding with Trey. We got to go. We're all invested in this. Shanahan and Lynch, they already signed an extension. They're going to be good. You're kind of 2-2, but the quarterback is stinking. Now you maybe make a switch. You're 500, 3-2, maybe
1-4, we're dead.
1-4, you kind of dead. 0-4,
No, last year.
It's different. So it really depends. But as a player, you can't take any years for granted. Like, as a coach, as a GM, maybe you can say, okay, to trust the process type shit. But as a player, that doesn't exist. You don't want to be a free agent, coming off of 5-12 football team. Like, you want to win every year. AB played 14 years and went to 2 Super Bowls. I played 9, only had 1 AFC championship appearance. Like, you never know when you're going to get there and if you can ever get back. So the players, it get quick. 2, 3, 4 games, you're like, shit, this guy
Practices
Jimmy.
even, though. Like, they'll see in practice. Like, all these conversations that they're going to have to somehow monitor so they don't become actual cancers in the locker room. And that sounds like such a shot at the locker room, and I don't mean it to be, because there's OGs in that locker room. There's a lot of people that are supposed to, kind of take care of the vibes of the locker room. That's a big part of a team-building process. But just natural human instinct is like, this guy's impossible to get a hold of in the offseason because he's probably on an island fucking somebody. But, like, whenever he's on our team and he's playing for us, we win. Like, it's going to be very difficult not to do that, especially with a team that's ready to go. Like, that team's ready to fucking go right now, and they all know it. I love Trey. I hope Trey is incredible. I think what we were told by Lombardi himself yesterday, like, hey, there's days where Trey's unstoppable. So I think us just assuming Trey's going to suck is also kind of a slight. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. But if he does, I'm not assuming he's going to suck. But if he does, it's going to get fucking loud. And that's just, I don't know how you stop that. I don't know how you stop humans that have a direct benefit or direct loss from somebody else's performance from not having an opinion of, like.
You don't, because he hasn't earned it, right? When you watch those games, he only played, a handful of games, and you're like, has this guy earned this, or is this happening because he was the 3rd overall pick and they gave up a lot of draft
Well, that
capital?
means he earned it. That's what that means. And
Nature of the beast.
That's why we don't know how you fucking monitor. I don't know how you monitor it.
Well, even if they're 1-4, like last year they started off terrible and they still made it on in the playoffs. Like if you're 1-4 and you look at that back half of the schedule, like we looked at yesterday, like the first 5 games are probably the easiest. Like it only gets harder. If you go with Jimmy, you might have a chance to sneak in, but like, why would you just quit on the season at 1-4? The Colts started off terrible. The Patriots started off terrible.
And then what?
And then they made a run.
You guys.
And then, we didn't lose. Actually, we did lose the last game of the season, but we already clinched. You guys lost the last game of the season.
What did
Didn't make
Lombo
it.
say to us? Lombo said, good teams start good.
Start and finish. Yeah.
He said, like, the storyline is always, this team could get good. And he's like, stats tell us that that's not.
Yeah.
Like, teams that don't start good aren't going to win a Super Bowl. And I wanted to combat him immediately and be like, no, the Giants. Remember, Coughlin was about to get fired middle of the season. They were like, whatever it was, and then they went on a run. They win the Super Bowl. They beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And then I wanted to think of another example, and I just couldn't do it. It was like, I just couldn't.
The Packers, right?
So while he was giving his answer, I couldn't really. Yeah, that's 2 times though. Like.
Oh no, exactly. Yeah,
in
that's
like
rare.
20 years or whatever, 30 years. I mean, it is like teams got to start good. Yeah. So if you don't start good, I think to back up what Darius was saying, stats say you're probably going to be fucked anyways. You might as well give Trey an entire season, I think is what you're saying.
They're tied to him. They're tied to his success. Lynch and Shanahan. He has to be good at some point.
They signed Jimmy too, though.
You got Jimmy. You got no trade clause, so you can't just ride that wave this year and give Trey another year, and then have some trade packages maybe. But Trey's got to be good, and it's unfair to him.
Trey can be good.
It's unfair to him because once again, you look at the crop of quarterbacks, the guys that did play the full year last year: Mac Jones, Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. Like most of those guys struggled mightily, except for Mac. Mac had a pretty good year, but it's a lot on his plate.
No bowl.
Yeah, he had a pretty good year, no bowl, but still got absolutely tattooed in the playoffs. So
that's the whole
made the playoffs with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah,
dude. That's
spent $150.
Which is what they're going to have to go through. Kind of this year, Niners are going to have to go through.
He's basically going to be a rookie.
It's his first time seeing a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's what's tough.
So you get into a big game when it matters, like Mac did.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a chance teams are going to do a little shit a little bit different than maybe everybody else did because it's the playoffs and it matters. And that's when the inexperience here it is, especially in a position where you have to dissect shit. Like it's just natural. I don't know. I feel like we're all staring down the same outcome here. If Trey is an anomaly and comes in and is just freak show, Jimmy G will be an incredible backup like he was. I assume Tom Brady will be able to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if he struggles at all with that team, it's going to get loud. Let's get to a break. Hour 2 will be on the other side with AJ Hawk.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, welcome back, Jimmy.
Here we go.
He's back in meetings.
Yeah.
That's what Jimmy likes to do.
Practicing with pads.
They say they can't get a hold of Jimmy in the offseason because he's watching film.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll be back in about 5 minutes. AJ Hawk will join us. There's a lot of stories going around the NFL and obviously college football this night. 2 big games. Can't wait to chat more about that. And it'll be a return of the Jet.
What?
Jet Passon joins us next
Holy
hour to talk
shit.
baseball. Last night was awesome. We'll talk to him and you on the 5 Energy phone line, 1-8334 McAfee and 5. Everybody assumed that the Packers were going to try to get some weapons, and nobody has heard from you since Davante Adams got moved to the Las Vegas Raiders. When that move happens, obviously we know the connection and the relationship that you and Davante have. You've talked about it on this show ad nauseum and how much respect you have for him. Did that surprise you? Obviously you're not going to be able to replace a Davante Adams, but how has that conversation evolved with the Packers from you, and what do you think are going to be the steps going forward?
Well, we've had a lot of success with the second and third round receivers in Green Bay. You look at Greg Jennings and Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, James Jones in the third round, obviously Davante Adams in the second round. Those guys turned out pretty good. So I'm not sure. I think we're about to pick here in a second, but it was a little surprising with Davante. Obviously, when I made my decision, I was still thinking he was going to come back. I was very honest with him about my plans and my future and where I saw my career going as far as how many years I wanted to play. But I felt like he was going to be back. Didn't obviously turn out that way, but I have so much love for Tay and appreciate the time we spent together, and definitely wish him the best with Derrick in Vegas. But that's a big hole to fill for sure.
Yeah, Devontae's an absolute stud. And thank you for talking about that, by the way. I think people are going to be intrigued to hear that. Whenever you said that it did surprise you a little bit, I saw Mad Mel Kiper shake his head. But it doesn't sound like you are that pissed off about it either. You understand business is business, and you have faith and trust in Goody and LaFleur and everybody over at Green Bay, much more now than maybe in the past?
Well, it is the business. It's a tough business. It's a wonderful profession. And those of us who've been blessed to play for so long realize that completely. And there's a lot of things that happen that surprise you, even still. And I thought that based on the number that we offered Devontae and, being able to play with me for a few more years would definitely make a difference. But in the end, I think he was ready to move on and wanted my help in making that happen. And it was a tough position to be in for sure, because I love him and I care about him and want him to be happy. And he's definitely going to be missed.
There's me holding for you. Okay, I'm one of the greatest holders in the history of the NFL. You can go look at stats and percentages of made kicks. I also enjoy seeing other people shine. You'll pull it back just like you're golfing or just like a shooting game with your thumb. The wind in the top right corner is something you will have to pay attention to. And as you get rolling, the more kicks you make in a row, the more money and the higher the score gets generated. There's obviously things you'd like to hit. There's a lack of a fan lower left. There's a golden ball there, top left, in which you can put in if you're going to miss and make. The game has so many different pieces to it. We're incredibly proud. And then that's a miss, obviously. That's a terrible kick.
Not a good ball.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on.
Lights are on.
Made it. No, I actually told him.
60?
Listen, Ty could go put a 20,000 ball if he wanted to right now. Ty and none of the boys at the office are up for any of the prizes, especially the week 1 prize. So there's a reason they've been playing for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
There will be up and coming contests with this though next year or next week or maybe the week after that you'll have to beat or try to beat the highest score of the office, and there'll be a lot of money on the line. It's from 80 yards.
Nice
Boom, and he hits the no-win game.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 2 on this glorious 1st of September 2022 shall begin right now. Football is here. 2 massive college football games tonight. The Toxic Table looks fantastic. At Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. One half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys. Tone Diggs is also here. And back again, live in stew with some fresh Air Maxes on. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Butler.
Go.
Hey, it's been great having you here, man.
been great to be here, man.
Honestly,
It's been fun.
Connor and Foxy are unbelievable shooters, aren't they?
They're locked in. Me and Foxy, we went toe to toe yesterday. He got me though. He got me in the end.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to happen again.
10-point shot. He
might
was
have
locked
lost
in.
it.
And you saw the video.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a
He's
clean
hit from
jumper.
3 too. You got a gat on him.
I don't know how he is in games. Might get a little winded. I don't know how it is with hand and face, but I do tell you this. That net is broken over there, the chain net, because Foxy's he's a sniper.
I've seen it firsthand.
Connor has become one as well.
For now.
You know why? Connor just got dunked on by Foxy, even by me. Connor just getting fucking ruined in this office. This dude want to work. We're talking like 100 makes a night before leaving the office, like he's a kid again. And then all of a sudden he showed up and it was Splash Town. He was getting real loud, calling people out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what you're potentially running into in this office. People fuck around, come into this office, and they have no idea what they're about to get.
I'm 0 for 3 in this motherfucker right now. But I'm going to make my mark in the Thunderdome.
Well,
I got something for their ass.
Well, Thunderdome has the opportunity to open it up a little bit.
Yes.
Thunderdome has it's going to have a little bit more space, a little bit
run.
Yeah, so not only does the running involve a little bit more cardio and athleticism, there's also more time to like kind of talk, because in a lot of these shooting games, things are quick.
Exactly.
When you're going back from one end to the other, there's a lot of, hey, that was a good shot. That wasn't bad there. A little strong, right? A little strong. And then bang, we're back on the other end. Now you're fighting a 3-front war.
Yes.
Athleticism is a problem. You're getting your chirped at. Your mental is battling. And the hoop gets smaller as your vision gets a little bit more tired. So I think the Thunderdome is going to bring out a lot of more aspects from all of our games.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe-
looking forward to it.
Oh, you're looking forward to it?
Goddamn right.
I heard Darius, I don't want to break any news that is his, but 5 white dudes beat Darius in 4 other guys.
Is that right?
YMCA. YMCA.
The hell happened?
That happened, D-Bud.
D-Bud.
That's what happened.
First show up
the
the next
why?
day.
Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup.
Late night.
Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup.
Jesus.
Cooper Cup at the Y down here in Indiana.
He said, I'm not
good.
going back. Didn't
Darius
come
said,
back.
I'll do these little shooting
D-Bud.
games with you guys. I can't go back to Ursay's Y last night.
Not allowed?
The
5.
level of competition was not up to par.
Oh!
You still lost?
My guys, we're playing any defense. Nobody. No, I just can't. I can't play like that, man. I can't. It's got to be something. I got to have my juices flowing. But Connor did tell me the schedule when the real guys show up, so I'll be there when the real guys show up.
So the thing about it
was
is,
disappointed.
there is certain pickup styles. I enjoy the style that you are saying is not competitive enough. It's basically a shooting game that you're just jogging from one side
Exactly
to the
what
other.
it
No
was,
fast
yeah.
breaks.
Yeah, you're just jogging. One person's bringing it down. One person will do a fake cut, get to a spot. The other person kind of trailing. Hey, I'm doing some cardio. But really, it's just whether or not who's going to make the most amount of open shots that we're kind of passing around to. That's a great style. You don't have to worry about rolling your ankle ever.
Nope.
Don't have to worry about rebounding. Rebounding is the thing.
Nope.
And if you get a steal, it's strictly because the pass was an errant one.
Yes.
It's not because you actually
Lot of
made a
those.
play. Yeah,
I can't.
All-star game rules. That's how, the Thunderdome games need to be. No fast breaks.
No. I do believe Darius is looking for actual games.
Yeah,
up
well,
there.
when D-Buck comes to, when he comes to the office, fine. I'll strap him up.
Are you
going
gonna
to
smack the floor?
I'll smack the floor. Well, I don't know.
What are we playing
because
to?
21?
11.
11.
Well,
not
Yeah, they gotta be
21.
quick. Gotta be
7.
quick games.
This
7.
fucking asshole.
Hey,
Have
one
you ever
time.
heard somebody play to 21 in a pickup game?
Never.
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 And so we go to the Y to play. I'm like, all right, this is going to be my cardio. I forget what it was.
21.
I'm going to get in shit. It was 4-0 at this point. I think we were up.
Played 3/4 of
Guy
NBA.
dribbling. I made a deal with the guy that I was guarding. We were playing all-star rules.
Yeah.
We were doing that. So I'm sitting over here on the wing. I had a couple points, had a couple steals, did a little bit of running, but I wasn't doing what fucking Connor and this guy were trying to prove. I don't know
Yeah.
what these guys were trying to prove. The guy dribbles down. He goes, what are we playing to? And Connor, without even thinking, 21. And I like heard him. I'm sitting on the wing. I go, what? 21? I can't even breathe. It's fucking 4-2 right now. And we played at 15, I think. I walked
Yeah, I
off
played
the
at
court.
15.
Yeah.
I said 21 because after the 4-0, I looked around and said, "Oh, okay, so I'm never going to play with these guys again. So we might as well make it till 21."
Oh, you want to have a good time.
There's no chance they're coming back to the Y after this one. So
Yeah, we were playing against some guys.
Do that. Yeah. If it's really competitive, 9, make it quick, get a lot of games, a lot of people waiting. But usually like 11, 12 is what you go. First games.
Ones
15,
and twos,
16.
yeah?
Ones and twos, yeah.
You shooting twos or no?
Yeah, I'm shooting twos. I got a mid-range game, though, which people don't see often. Everybody's shooting threes now. Steph Curry, he messed up pickup basketball. Guys dribbling down, pulling up from NBA range, but I thrive in that mid range.
You're not scared to get underneath that, and then in the miscommunication of who's playing where, just a little
Elbow jumper.
You're Jimmy Butler.
Elbow jump, exactly.
Off the bank.
Yeah.
Joining us now is a man who's in an attic in Ohio who will also be in the studio once a week. Will his knees be able to handle the style of basketball that we're going to play at the Thunderdome? We shall see. He's a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, Ryder Cup champion, and COVID survivor, multi-time. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
AJ.
AJ, how you doing?
What's up? I'm on board for the NBA All-Star rules. Absolutely. You need to prove to me that you can make threes enough to beat me.
Exactly, and I'll do this too. I'll do this.
Yeah.
Effort.
I'll even turn and box out a little bit if it's a long rebound.
Yeah, if you have to. I mean, if I'm seeing the trajectory of that ball and it's either going right or left, and that rebound's not coming straight back, I'm going down the other end. I'm already headed the opposite direction.
Oh yeah, I'm posting up in the corner already, yelling for the ball.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't think Darius would like to play with us. I don't think. Sounds like. Have you seen?
I hate defense in basketball.
Have you seen any of the videos this motherfucking guy's put on Instagram of him
No,
playing?
it's unbelievable. We're not like. No, I'm at the age and the stage where you're just getting like best case scenario is a broken ankle. Like we're probably tearing Achilles.
Yes,
out there.
I think both Achilles probably going like we're Kaboli.
Sure.
There was the fucking like
New golf cart.
the Michael Jordan gif exactly on the back of it where he like slows down and comes back. Darius is doing that to random fucks in these pickup games around LA Fitnesses and whatever gyms he's playing at on a regular. You can fuck around and be like, oh yeah, I'm playing a little pickup basketball, pick up the cardio real quick. I haven't played in a while, and then you run into a Darius Butler and it's dead. Oh my
Tearing
god!
ACL.
Yeah. And then he's talking shit while doing. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Just ruining people's lives in there.
I mean, if you don't use it, you lose it, man. So I gotta keep it. That's the only place I could really, compete. So.
Do you have like a team of guys?
Nah, so our gym and a lot of these gyms after the pandemic shut down. So like my 24-hour fitness down there shut down. So we had to find different places. So now it's kind of more coordinated where we actually get together or rent a gym. So that way the people that show up, they're playing, you're playing good ball. Everybody's taking care of each other too. Everybody got work the next day. Nobody's getting paid to be here.
Oh yeah.
So it's high intensity.
That's not the
but
videos
it's
I
not
see
like,
he's posting.
Yeah, no.
That guy.
Those are young. Those are like college football players. So they're that's when
they
you're
need
smelling
it.
yourself. You're talking shit. Oh,
They
it's
need
the
it.
old guys. Like, all
Okay.
right. So that's different.
How many like retired? Here's D-Butt just fucking around in flip flops.
Oh,
How you
this
doing? Keep
This
it moving.
is my
He
my
did that in the
birthday.
office yesterday. Just
Yeah.
the easiest dunk of all time.
Effortless.
Hey, he floats, dude.
You
He's
gotta make sure you still got it, man.
one of the greatest
36.
athletes of all time. How old are you?
36.
You're old as fuck, dude.
Yeah, holy shit.
Oh my god.
Jesus
Old ass.
Christ.
Yeah, we
my
will
God.
fucking play with your fucking
Why you so
old
old,
ass.
dude?
That's why these whites are beating the fuck out of you at YMCA and pick up basketball, D-Butt. Old D-Butt that I knew, not old D-Butt.
Yes.
I'm talking
Yeah.
old D-Butt.
Previous D-Butt.
Never a shot at 5 whites from Indiana fucking slicing and dicing.
Was it
AJ,
5-on-1?
It was bad, man. It was bad. I had literally it's bad.
I assumed it was
cherry
5-on-1, them
picking,
against
like,
D-Butt.
I can't play like that.
well, I think that's how D-Butt would have probably ended up playing, but he was probably trying to be kosher. He said a lot of people were telling him when games were. Connor was telling him when games were. I have a lot of respect for the pickup basketball, but I am certainly, look at that, the mid-range will
Bang.
fade. Always wearing the tights? Always got tights on?
Always gotta have the tights on. Yeah.
2-on-2.
Do you have an
though.
arm sleeve or no?
Nah.
All right.
D-Butt, you ever play with
Sweet if you
Tristan Jass? Is that his name?
Oh, the layup guy.
Yeah, the layup kid.
He goes and schools up like he's a good little player.
He's awesome. And I think because he doesn't dunk, he doesn't get as much respect.
He was throwing Segura's arm, committed suicide, as you said.
Yes. Treason, that arm.
My bad.
Tom Segura's arm committed treason. Yeah, just kind of quit on everything,
nasty.
turned against his whole body. But yeah, I enjoy watching Tristan stuff. I also like Lethal Shooters.
Shooter, yeah.
Lethal Shooters, you know who that is?
See him a lot.
He's fucking unbelievable. Do you think that there's enough retired NFL guys that play basketball that we could have a couple team league at the Thunderdome? Because then maybe we could stream it. We could put money up on the line.
Like a big three, though.
No, I want 5. I think 5-on-5.
T.O. would play.
It's a lot of players.
Fats Shipley.
I know
He's
that-
a good basketball player.
Yeah,
I think
His name's AQ.
I think the big 3-4 man will probably be a little better for the older guys.
You think so?
Yeah.
Only half court then.
Half court it can get a little more because it is more back and forth, up and down, so it could get a little worse on your joints. But you getting 5-on-5, it's a lot of guys.
We'll have 4K cameras all around the place, and we have a full court, and we have an ability to put like bleachers in if we won, I think.
Could do 4-4 because that would kind of make
That
a
would be
difference.
worse.
Yeah, that's more defense. There's a lot more space.
I thought we were doing All-Star Game celebrity
What are we
rules.
playing?
I'm playing zone anyway.
27. I mean,
I thought we were
We're
trying to
playing
do
zone
less running.
4-4 is more running.
Yeah.
I think you just got to move the ball slower.
Nah, more space, more yes.
Yeah, exactly. More open shots.
No, I was thinking you were thinking like 7-on-7.
Who wants to get below the net and box out? I thought we were just doing, hey, shot up. If it's not in, it's a rebound.
I want to let everybody know I'll be commentating said league. So whatever rules everybody comes up with, I'm not even going to have to worry about or care about. But I think we should try to figure out some sort of.
Hey, also, Pat,
Stream
can you
game.
set a net up? Can we play volleyball in there? Is it big enough?
Oh,
Yeah.
How sweet would that be?
I did some research. I found a good net.
What do you mean?
There we go.
Nice.
I think with the We're All Mustangs Here fund, we've bought like 20 of those nets. So thank you for doing the research. I do think we have a plug actually in the nets.
Here we go.
In the net
I was saying
department.
before we put holes in the ground.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Oh yeah, you do have to.
You're talking
Put
about
poles in.
pickleball, too.
Yeah,
I don't
'cause
know
we
if we
gotta-
still want to do that.
We're not sliding from pickup basketball to pickleball just yet.
I thought we were putting lines on the
You can do it all.
court.
You can have it all out there.
They're building new courts right by my house. I could walk over there tomorrow and see if they'll come build some
Not a
outside.
bocce court.
But there's a bocce court.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
We'll have a bocce court outside for sure.
yes.
Because the only Italians that live in Indiana will be there every fucking day.
But bocce
Goddamn
indoors,
right.
too.
So no pickleball?
No, pickleball maybe, yeah. It's a lot of hitting ball. Do you hit the ball off the roof in that or no?
I know it's an
Nah.
outside. I believe it's mostly an outside unless you're at a racket club.
It's full-size ping pong.
We got a big field. We got a big field.
Big field.
All right, let's move along.
Nick will take care of it with the
16
volleyball.
minutes of no conversation. That is because a man is about to join us who we have missed, AJ. We have missed mightily. Because although the sport in which he covers, we do not necessarily have the most amount of experience, information, or love for, it is certainly a conversation that is worthy of being listened to every time we have it.
Hell yeah.
This man is the young insider, the young face, the man that'll carry America's pastime into the next 20 years of television coverage. He used to get a little loose-lipped on a bunch of shows, so we couldn't talk to him for a while. It is an absolute honor and a joy to say, welcome back to the program from ESPN, man who covers the MLB, Jet Passing. Jet! What's up?
It is so good to be back. Hey, Connor, are you there right now?
I knew something was fucking coming because Gumpy's not here, so I'm here, Jet. I knew it.
Listen, here's the thing. How did you no-sell the Lou Holtz impersonation like you were Hulk Hogan standing in a 1980s WWF ring? What was that? That was the funniest shit I've seen in a long time, and you're just sitting there like, oh, I got a mullet.
No!
Look like an asshole.
This guy is a method actor.
Yeah, everyone sees, an impression. I just see Lou Holtz, so I don't really understand what was funny. But
He was just trying to make sure everybody knew that was actually Lou Holtz that was
Good
speaking
answer.
at the time.
doctor.
A lot of comments about how you just held it together.
Locked in.
While Nick was dying, Zito was dying. I was gasping into the microphone at one point, almost ruined it. AJ,
You were choking.
dude, it was awesome.
It was great.
Jet,
the best.
I mean, AJ was even laughing. Look, he's kind of giggling right now because
I
you're
watched
back.
it last night. Was laughing by myself in the kitchen, actually.
Yeah, I've watched it a few times as well. Just a sad ooze on the beach. I started.
Hey, AJ, this is a serious question for you, AJ. How does
Can't
it
wait.
feel knowing that everyone who wears your jersey at a professional football game right now looks like a complete scumbag? It was unbelievable. It was incredible. I was at the Chiefs-Packers game last Thursday, and every Hawk jersey that went by was just the worst person there. It was a parade of terrible people.
That's not
Those
real.
are my people, Jet. Those are my people. I appreciate that. I don't like you slandering them.
Yeah, exactly, Jet. Watch what you talk about the people that watch this show, dude. All right, Jet. It's great to have you back. In Ty, you do deserve all. Hey,
Thank you, baby.
what a fucking performance.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
What was the line that you sent me a text about one of the lines? I think it was what was the word?
Macintosh.
Yeah, it's
The
not
Macintosh.
I'm not typing it on a Macintosh or a Dell.
Yeah,
When did you think of that? All that was just happening on the fly there?
Yeah.
Macintosh.
I just figured Lou Holtz probably wouldn't call a computer, an Apple. He'd probably call it a Macintosh.
Have you heard? Have you seen that Lou Holtz has responded?
YKK.
All right, Jet.
Do the Elmo, Jet.
Don't do the Elmo. Elmo will not be.
No, not going to do the Elmo.
But Lou Holtz, his foundation responded and said, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. And then they went on to say, save the expletives or whatever, spot on, or something like that. So we did get a chance to kind of feel what Lou Holtz would say about Brian Kelly if he was asked publicly about Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
Brian Kelly also followed me on Twitter after this, Jet. So I think there's an inevitable conversation that's going to have to take place at some point, and that's the life that we're in. Jet, we have missed you. The MLB is doing its thing. Last night, Citi Field. Just one park away from Serena beating the shit out of the number 2 player in the world. Edwin Diaz comes out to do what Edwin Diaz has done all season with Narco playing. Timmy Trumpet comes out of the dugout. That 40-year-old Australian DJ who gets the people going, rode his trumpet like a horse at one point, played that thing out there. Then he was staring down Turner, Freeman, and...
I don't know who bats fourth for the Dodgers right now, but the heart of their order.
The heart of the order on the best team in baseball with that big of a moment. And Edwin Diaz fucking delivers. Is baseball at an all-time high right now because of that, Jet? It has to be.
Closer entrances are, to me, the best thing in sport. There's nothing like it, right? And Edwin Diaz coming in with Timmy Trumpet playing. I don't know if you've seen, there's a guy named Felix Bautista who closes for the Orioles. And I don't know how many Wire fans we have here, but the best part of the Wire is when you know Omar is coming and you hear the whistling. And every time Felix Bautista, who's like 6'8", 275 pounds, throws 102 miles an hour, has a split finger fastball that he calls arma letal, which means lethal weapon in Spanish. Every time he comes in, they play the whistle, and then the lights at Camden Yards just go bonkers. I'm not going to say it's as good an entrance as Edwin Diaz is, but listen, baseball has a history with this. Mariano Rivera coming in to enter Sandman and Trevor Hoffman coming into Hell's Bells. It's a really cool thing that baseball does.
Jet, is every team, is this like the NFL to where if you don't have a franchise quarterback, you're on the search for one, you're going to pay him $500 million? Is that what it is with closers now? If you own a team, this is a great marketing ploy. Obviously, are you all looking for a closer that you can kind of have your own version of this?
I mean, all 30 teams should have a closer that comes into some sort of great entrance music. And Edwin Diaz is an interesting case because this was a guy who got traded to the Mets for Jared Kelenic a couple of years ago. Looked like a complete disaster of a deal, but this is his free agent year right now, and he's been the best reliever in baseball. And he's going to go out, and he made this offseason become the first $100 million closer. And I think part of it, when you factor in, if you're a baseball team, the idea that you can market your closer, that you can market the ninth inning as something that everybody wants to watch. I want someone to come up with an app that says the closer's coming in right now. I want to go watch him shove for 1 inning.
Well, the MLB will send so many cease and desist to people that play it. It won't be able to spread as much as it should. But I get what you're saying.
Can I just say something? There's something really cool that baseball did yesterday. Actually,
okay.
They are right now giving away free MLB.TV subscriptions to every single college student out there for the next 6 months. You can watch all the baseball during the rest of the regular season. You can watch winter ball. You can see spring training baseball. Listen, one of my goals in life is to get people interested in baseball. It's still a great sport. And if you can be, if you're 18 to 22 years old, if you're in college right now, don't you dare throw a pitch, Pat McAfee. If you're there, you can see it for free at this point. So I believe you just go to MLB.TV and you got to sign up through there, but it's pretty cool.
Probably college email needed to get in there. Congrats to the MLB being forward thinking, opening up their product to people. For me, with what you just said, I think you've done a great job as being a mouthpiece for a league that had potentially been dying for a little bit in my demo. I'm just football meathead guy. Sure. I never got into baseball because I'm from Pittsburgh and the Pirates fucking suck. Sure. Sell the team. Please, God. Now, this Edwin Diaz situation has intrigued me because the first time I saw this Narcos thing was like 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
3 weeks ago. They were showing it. They had that thing choreographed, Jet. They had that thing choreographed. His walk, the original, and then as soon as he hit the outfield, the fucking beat dropped and it went. They had a camera following him as he's jogging. There's drunk whites all around Citi Field doing the whole thing. The Mets mascots have fucking trumpets they're playing. Then he goes out and he fucking delivers 99 on the paint, 99 on the paint. I'm like, I have so much respect for the moxie it takes for all of that production to go out and do your fucking job whenever it's being decided by like eighths of inches. If his finger hangs on the ball just a half an eighth a second too long, that's a ball, or it's a fucking home run, it's a loss. Last night, Timmy Trumpet out there, the entire city going crazy, the entire internet waiting for this moment to happen, going against the best batters. He fucking goes 1, 2, 3 against it. It's like, that is a motherfucker you have to respect and appreciate. That's a moment that I think every sports fan loves. And it's like, how many more opportunities does baseball have to have that type of thing? Because it felt like last night was World Series game fucking 7. And that's what baseball probably needs more of, Jet. Probably a lot more of that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the beauty of the baseball season, Pat, is that you have 162 games to go out and do that. And every night you've got 15 opportunities for a closer to go out there and shut things down in the 9th inning. And listen, the first inning, the second inning, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, they're all the same. All you're trying to do is get 3 outs. But those final 3 outs have always proven so mentally difficult for some guys. You can have the best reliever in the world, and the guy just crumbles in the 9th inning. So to have the balls that Edwin Diaz does to go out there, stare down these great hitters, and throw fastballs and sliders and just make them look silly, I mean, it's as talented as you get.
Because he goes out there last night and they bomb on him, Jet, career over.
Oh, disaster.
But instead of the mindset of like being nervous of that while he's jogging out there, like, God damn, this is a lot. I mean, there is Timmy Trumpet's here. They got mascots dressed up. Everybody in the stands had their phone out. Everybody's talking about it. It's a big thing. Instead of the mindset of like, oh, I better not fuck this up. It felt like he was walking out to the pitchers like, welcome to my fucking world, almost. Yeah. And that's an advantage almost for the pitcher instead of for the batter. Like, those guys are great batters. They had the entire fucking city against them. I assume that ball was coming in a little faster. I assume it was a little bit smaller on the vision. And he kind of flipped the pressure, which I love. Is there any stopping this guy? Because I heard they were calling him Ed Lose for a while. Mm-hmm. Weren't they calling him Ed Lose there for a bit? Now he's all the way back with the music. Are they going to win? Are the Mets going to fucking win this whole thing? Are we getting Edwin Diaz in Game 6 or Game 7 of the World Series with Timmy Trumpet playing that thing out there?
Let's put it this way, Pat. The New York Mets at the top of their rotation have Jacob deGrom, who right now, the way he's throwing, is the best pitcher I've ever seen. I've been doing this for 20 years. Jacob deGrom, when he misses a pitch, when he goes, 6 inches off the plate with a fastball that's going at 100, you're like, how did he miss? He's not supposed to. He's throwing 94, 95 mile an hour sliders. I mean, it's silly what he's doing. Then you got Max Scherzer behind him, ahead of him. Who knows what Buck Showalter, the manager, is going to do with the postseason rotation. But to have those two at the top and to have a lineup that the Mets do, this is an organization that hasn't won a World Series since 1986. That's been to only one since then. I'm sorry, been to 2 since then, lost both of them. But, the Mets have a real chance this year. The problem is the Dodgers are a juggernaut. This is a team that's on pace right now to win, I believe, 113 games out of the 162 that they're playing. It is all-stars stacked in their lineup. It is deep in starting pitching. And let me tell you, if we get a National League Championship Series between the Dodgers and the Mets, or the Braves, who are also a fantastic team, there are a lot of great teams in baseball right now, and October's going to be a lot of fun.
Love you, Dansby.
Love Dansby Swanson. Sorry.
Jet, what's your favorite place to
get the Jets?
Oh, yeah, he's great.
If he had trumpets. Sorry.
Man. Jet, what's the best place to watch a game in person? Major League Baseball. What's the best venue that you've been to?
Fenway Park.
I got a top 2, San Francisco and Pittsburgh. I honestly think PNC Park in Pittsburgh.
Because the owner or what?
Regardless of the product on the field, that ballpark is gorgeous. The view there, the sight lines, everything about PNC is great. Neither of those teams is very good right now, but Dodger Stadium, the backdrop in the hills of Los Angeles is wonderful. Fenway Park, Wrigley Field. I mean, that's one of the great things about baseball is the stadiums, and you get to see history, and you get to.
He's such a. Connor was yelling at you this entire time, and then you say Fenway. Hell yeah, Radar. He said my team.
Hell yeah.
He said my place.
Holy best mascot out there.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, honestly, I think when Connor starts yelling, I just turn it off. I don't listen. I don't.
Sound like my mother.
Jesus.
Seriously.
Last question from me before Ty has an actual conversation with you about baseball. This is disgusting.
Calm down.
Everybody needs to relax.
Wowzers.
You just talked about the Pirates there, and I started whenever you and I were chatting, I think, what was that, a year or 2 years ago? When was I really into baseball, talking about baseball?
Last year.
Jet, when were you joining us a lot? Was that last year or 2 years ago? Thank you, AJ. You're right. Every day.
2 years ago was the lockout.
When were you really joining us, though?
I think it was during COVID. So I think 2 years ago.
So 2 years ago, I think I was sort of getting into baseball. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I think I sort of was. And then I started, a little reflection on why I was never into baseball. And all roads led back to the Pirates fucking stink. I enjoyed PNC Park, enjoyed going to the games, but it was never like, oh, we're going to watch baseball. We were going to the park. We weren't going to the team. So then as we continued to watch the moves that this fucking team would make and all the players that would go on to win World Series elsewhere and go all-star everywhere else and have these great careers, it's like they all could have been Pirates. What happened? I started to sell the fucking team. Hey, this guy needs to sell the team. We need an actual owner here who will spend some money, who will utilize everything that Pittsburgh has behind it and make a winner on the fucking diamond. And then obviously, all the diehard Pirates fans called me a con, called me a fraud, told me that I don't know what I'm talking about. You got to trust the process. Believe in the future. We got good prospects back. Now, even those people, I think, are on my side. Everybody in Pittsburgh fucking hates this ownership. I don't even have anybody going against us whenever we say this guy fucking stinks. Is there any chance that this guy, he might be a good person. Okay, we saw him in that photo. He might be a good person, but as an owner, he fucking sucks. Is he ever going to move on, and how would that process work, Jet?
There's no sign right now that Bob Nutting is going to be selling the Pirates. But we have two teams right now that are up for sale, and it's interesting. The Washington Nationals and the Los Angeles Angels. And the numbers that are being thrown around, I don't know what your guys' reaction was when the Broncos got $4.5 billion, but it was an absurd number from someone who, isn't in football every day. I mean, the Nationals are probably going to sell for $2.5 billion. The Angels probably going to sell for $3 billion. Listen, for what Bob Nutting bought the Pirates and the return on investment he can have, the only thing we ask for as sports fans are people who care, right? That's all you want. The best franchises tend to have the best owners. The most successful franchises have owners who are invested not just in the team, but in the fan base as well. And when you have a fan base like Pittsburgh that's just disaffected at this point, have you seen O'Neal Cruz at all, Pat?
Oh, yeah, dog.
Yeah, O'Neal Cruz hit a baseball 122.5 miles an hour a couple days ago. He's hitting balls harder than anyone in the history, literally in the history of the game. He is like the Giannis Antetokounmpo of baseball. He is 6'7" and playing shortstop and doing it well. And so there is hope there. It just depends on the owner actually investing in the team, and he hasn't shown any willingness to do so at this point.
Yeah, so hopefully Yinzers will do what they do best, and that's publicly shame that guy and tell you what's going on. Question from Ty here. Jet, go ahead, Ty.
Jet, do you think it's time to start panicking if you're a Yankees fan? They just had the worst month they've had in 20 years maybe, and it seems like Judge is probably going to break the AL home run record. He gets one pitch to hit a night, and he usually fucking goes yard. No one else hits. Are they gonna choke and kind of flame out in the playoffs here, you think? What's your opinion there? And also, is there any way that they don't keep Judge in this offseason? Obviously, you see what the Mets are doing, and I think that kind of worries a lot of Yankees fans that Steve Cohen's going to throw a shitload of money at him, or that the Dodgers will do the same thing. Is your inclination that the Yankees actually might not re-sign him?
The Yankees should be worried because Aaron Judge has been the best hitter in baseball this year, and he's doing it in New York. Let's not discount that. I understand. All of us on this show, we're Midwesterners. We're not coastal people, except Connor, and I don't count him. We see sports for what it is, which is not something that exists only in the East and West time zone. And so to say that and then to look at Aaron Judge and understand when you're in New York, there is more pressure. when you're in your walk year, there is more pressure. And him going out and hitting 51 tanks before the month of September, he's had an incredible year. And because of that, if you're the San Francisco Giants, you have to go after Aaron Judge. If you're the Chicago Cubs, hell, if you're the New York Mets,
bring him over to the trumpet team.
Red Sox.
Could you imagine if he was on my team next year? Aaron Judge was on the fucking Mets.
I'd kill myself. I'd shoot myself in the head, so I wouldn't even be able to see it.
Well, it's a shame because you're going to miss multiple Mets World Series. Pal.
Maybe
That's a shame.
I won't be around to see him.
No, you should want to see it. The fucking trumpet thing in the World Series is going to be awesome.
Nope,
cool.
not a chance.
You're a man that loves good entertainment. Think about how amazing that'll be.
Absolutely. If Aaron Judge stabs me in the back and goes and plays for the Mets, I will drown myself.
Stab you in the back? The Yankees haven't paid him. What are we even talking? Stabs you in the back.
I do think that when it's all said and done, Aaron Judge will end up a New York Yankee. Now, I know we've seen situations in the past.
The Subway Series rival.
They've had great players. Robinson Cano ended up going to Seattle, but Aaron Judge is the closest thing that the New York Yankees have had to Derek Jeter.
He's the captain.
He's a guy he's a captain. He's a leader in the clubhouse. He's extremely well regarded by his teammates, by the coaching staff, by management. Everybody loves Aaron Judge. So the idea that he's going to be wearing another uniform, it just seems hard to fathom. But look, money talks. And the Yankees offered him $213 million entering this season. And he's going to go out this offseason and get $300 million plus.
So that's at least a $287 million bet he put on himself. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, he made himself $100 million plus, I think, this year.
Dog. And that's why it's such a good sport.
Yep.
That's why it's such a good league. And if he was come over to the Mets, we got DeGrom pitching.
Sure. Yeah.
We got
DeGrom's going to be a free agent as well.
DeGrom's a free agent.
No, we're paying him. He's sticking around.
Yeah, Cohen ain't losing DeGrom.
No way. And we'll have the most electrifying ace in DeGrom.
Sure. Obviously.
We'll have the most electrifying closer in win, no matter what, Diaz.
What?
And then we got Aaron Judge just fucking doing his thing. I mean, it's a great time to be a Mets fan.
On their mind.
Piazza might come back.
Listen, Steve Cohen's the richest owner in baseball right now.
Let's go,
Second
Steve.
Richest owner in professional sports behind Steve Ballmer. So the Mets absolutely could go out and re-sign DeGrom, sign Diaz, and bring Judge in. Wow. I just don't think that that's realistic.
Thank you. And also, Judge does not want to play with that dork Pete Alonso. Absolutely not.
Polar bear?
Wow.
Not a chance.
Don't talk the way you're talking about my back-to-back home run derby champion. Okay? Diggs has a question for you, Jet. We apologize for the lack of professionalism from the only person that knows anything about baseball on this show, Ty Schmidt. Ty, sorry about it. The Mets are the future of New York. The Big Apple runs through the Mets.
They're not actually in New York City. They're not in New York City, so it doesn't count.
Well, was the U.S. Open in...
What'd you say? The Bronx is... Come on, Jet. You know. Okay.
Queens? You don't like Queens?
Queens is not...
Yeah. No, they're in Flushing. The stadium's in Flushing. That doesn't count.
Right.
That doesn't count.
All right. So go ahead, Tone Diggs.
All right, Jet. When looking at the season awards, there's really only one that it's up in the air, and it's because Verlander just potentially he got a boo-boo. Is Verlander still going to win the AL Cy Young, or do you think maybe we should take some flyers on like Dylan Cease or McClanahan? Well, McClanahan just got hurt. Maybe Ohtani. What are we thinking?
Pursue.
Dylan Cease was my preseason pick to win American League Cy Young, and he has come out and shoved the entire year so far. He's been fantastic. I think it all runs through Verlander. If Justin Verlander comes back from his calf injury and makes a few more starts down the stretch, I think he's a lock at this point. But if you want to throw a little coin on Cease, I don't think that would be a bad thing to do.
Thank you,
go make some.
Hey, when's baseball matter? Right now? These games?
Yeah, I think if you look, there are some races, the American League Central wide open at this point. Minnesota, Cleveland, Chicago, all of them could go out and win. The National League East
Guardians?
with the Braves and the Mets, fantastic. In the wild card races, really in both leagues, are getting good. And remember, there's an extra wild card spot this year, and the wild card format has changed too. In the past, it was just a one-game thing. This year, there are going to be 4 wild card series, 3 games each, all of the games in the same place. So if you are the higher seeded team, you get to host every wild card game, and you got to win 2 of them to advance to the division series.
Go ahead, AJ.
Jet, is Mike Trout and Shohei ever going to get the pub that they deserve?
Dude, why are their teams stink? How can they be the best players? Every time I talk baseball with a baseball person, and I say I don't know who Mike Trout is, you don't fucking know baseball. Well, why is he on a shitty team? He's on with Shohei Ohtani, who's the nearest thing to Babe Ruth. Why is he on a shitty team?
Better.
Why?
Yeah, he's better. Better is right, actually. There was a number last night. It came out the most strikeouts for a 30 home run hitter in a season. Shohei Ohtani at his 30th. Shohei Ohtani at his 30th home run last night. He struck out 170 guys this year. Before that, the answer was Babe Ruth with 3 strikeouts.
Is that good? Is that good?
I mean, what Ohtani's doing right now? Let me ask you guys this, because you guys played ball and you have your own definition for MVP. Is the MVP the best player, or is it the best player on a good team? Because if it's just the best player, Shohei Ohtani goes out every year and he puts up Pete Alonso numbers as a hitter and puts up like Max Scherzer numbers as a pitcher. So he is 2 elite players in one. On the other hand, Aaron Judge carrying the Yankees, 50-plus home runs right now, could wind up with 60-plus. That is going to be a debate that is hotly contested, I think, over the last month of the season.
See, for us, the MVP is just the best quarterback in the league. That's what the NFL is. So it's hard for us to even get into that conversation, because are you valuable to your team or to the league?
Right.
Most valuable players, is that to your team or to the entire league as a whole? I don't know. That's a tough thing. That's why all these awards are, no offense, shit. But it is a little bit difficult, because situations are situational. Like, will Shohei be there forever and not matter? And will their team stink?
No. Shohei Ohtani is a free agent after the 2023 season. With the Angels being sold right now, there is a possibility that he gets traded this winter. And if Shohei Ohtani were to move to the Dodgers, to the Mets, to the Yankees, that is a realistic thing, Pat, that even if he doesn't end up on a different team this winter, if the Angels stink going forward in 2023, he's not going to stick around. Why would he?
So don't you think a big part of the sale, though, is that you have Shohei Ohtani on the team?
Not if he's going to leave. Like, you got to surround him with guys, and the Angels have tried to do that. That's the interesting part of baseball to me is you can have the 2 best players in the world, and you can make the argument that Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani are the 2 best players in the world, and you can still stink because the other 24 guys who surround them just aren't good enough.
Damn. That's baseball.
Yeah,
hey,
that's baseball.
Jet, we can't thank you enough for joining us, man. You're awesome. We've missed you. You look fantastic.
Thank you, boys. I appreciate it. This honestly, coming on with you guys is truly my favorite thing. It's the best. And what you guys have going here, it's a special thing, and I hope you realize that every day.
Well, we're very lucky for it. We're very thankful for people like you coming on the show. Didn't know if before we get out of here, you just want to say some shit that you're going to have to regret and probably never be able to come on the show again.
Yes. It's worth it.
All right. So you already did, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, Jet Bassett. Thank you. It's great to have him back.
Did he get suspended or something? I don't know what happened.
It wasn't because of our show. He said something on another show that got in some shit, I think.
A la Applebee's, right?
Was it?
Was he making fun of somebody or what?
No, he said that
it was a
the
conversation.
deal that the league offered the players union was a shit sandwich or something like that, and they immediately told him like, "Hey, shut your fucking mouth! You can't say that."
Don't be the reason that baseball doesn't come back. Okay.
Who did? Like baseball or ESPN? Who?
I think ESPN. I don't know. We don't know who it was. We just know that Jet had to take some time off from doing any shows that weren't ESPN shows.
Because ESPN, I believe, made him apologize to Rob Manfred. I think he had to.
ESPN got him back though for the photo of him, Kirchin, and Frank Thomas on set. So,
what's your problem? I thought you were just cheering for Jet Bass.
I am cheering for Jet. I'm just saying ESPN, they threw their own jab, and it was at Jet in front of everybody.
Speaking of jab, Aaron Judge, I forgot about that. He was the one that changed the Kyrie Irving rule.
Yes.
He is vaccinated.
Oh.
He wasn't at a time, but guys, it's because the Blue Jays are in their division, and Canada wasn't letting guys go play in Canada and they play them like 50 times a year. So.
Canada's the best, dude. Canada's the best. They care about people more than everybody else.
They do.
It's unbelievable. It's amazing.
Holding on to Gump, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're going to need everybody's help for that. I've said that a few times, but...
Storm the border.
What is happening, man?
Like, cause a distraction
dude,
at the border.
3 different immigration... I don't understand. Honestly, I'm flabbergasted by it. I don't understand how this is the process.
There's no information, right? Like, we don't... he seems like he doesn't know much.
We have one lawyer that we go to that is esteemed that we're told to go to. They fucking put his name as Kyle Gump on the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, after a full meeting and do that. They spell 45 words wrong. And then they're like the people that, like, I've reached out to the people that recommended this one, the first one we went to. I'm like, hey, all this is happening. They're like, yeah, none of that really matters, though. It's just all who you know or whatever. They're going to figure it out. Then we didn't hear from the people. Okay. So we get another one, same type of shit. I think there's just some lawyers that have connections in government and they're terrible at what they do. And it's just whether or not they pay attention to the thing or not. And I think a lot of things are kind of slipping through the cracks right now. And somehow Kyle Gump was one that slipped through. Third immigration lawyer fucked us over now again. It's like a guy has a job waiting on him. There's nobody else on earth that can do what he does. It's the American dream personified. Man from a ship painting freezing cold, huffing paint.
What?
Probably eating too many Trembling sandwiches.
Yeah,
A lot of Trembling
Smoking
No
no
question.
Way too many Bud Lights, right?
Bud.
And all that. Then there's only one of one that can come to our job that is waiting on him here. And for whatever reason, it's become an impossible task. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go, all right, I guess we're going to put a little public pressure.
Take the fight to them.
I guess that's what we got to do. So that's going to happen because we need.
I know. I mean, I know some ambulance chaser lawyers that have some connections. They might be able to help them.
So me too. But it always ends up, that's not what we're, that's not really hard of it. It's always, and then we get recommended somebody and it's
in
some bullshit. It's always some bullshit. I don't understand. The guy's got a fucking job, house,
Yes.
everything waiting on him here, but he can't get in the country because, these suits just have no fucking clue what they're doing.
What if we knew like a lame duck congressman who isn't doing anything right now? Is there any way that he could help out?
So I don't think Anthony Gonzalez can do it.
What about Senator Gallagher?
But maybe. I don't. That's.
Well, I mean, what
we're
if
researching right
he
now.
marries an actress.
So
That's a good idea.
That has come back in the conversation, I think, in this office. I don't know about in Gump's life or not, because the amount of it's just you're walking down a hallway that has no end. And they're like, no, trust us, just keep going. And then we get all the way halfway down. They're like, sorry, we don't have any vacancy, actually. And then we got to fucking come all the way back. And then we do it again. Then we do it again. It's like, how is this difficult? So we are currently looking up for who we got to fucking at. That is literally what we're in the
Can we
middle
get
of.
him pardoned with the turkeys this year?
So we'd have to get into America because those turkeys are American
Those are
turkeys.
American turkeys.
Because if he was to go there, I think they'd arrest him now.
Just smuggle them in. Fuck it.
You need to go high up. You need to go high up in the government.
Obey the
Time for
laws
some
and
campaign
working.
contributions, boys. We can start greasing some pockets.
No,
I
see,
ain't
I'm not
greasing
doing
those
that
polls,
either. But
I love
Call
Hawks.
AOC.
No way.
All right, let's get to a break. I don't know if AOC is going to figure it out for us either.
No.
But we are currently researching who we need to at to be like, hey, what the fuck? We've tried to do this the right way numerous times. We've been given runaround.
Yeah.
We've been paid a lot of money. We're up at like $50,000, $60,000 in lawyer fees at this point.
Fucking A.
It's unbelievable.
Which party do we need to support, elephant or donkey, to get him back in here?
I don't know, man. I do not know, actually.
I actually
Neither
don't
help.
know which either one stands for.
Rainwater.
Jim Irsay.
I don't know if Rainwater's going to get it done. I watch him in debate. He was our only hope to get marijuana legalized in Indiana, and he fucking shit all
fumbled it.
over himself.
I'll ask.
stoned.
You know what? I'll go up to South Bend. I'll ask Pete. He's in charge of transportation, I believe.
There you
I'll
go.
ask, see
Mayor
what
Pete.
that goes.
Transportation's a big part of it because how's he going to get here?
Exactly.
You know, so
That's
maybe
right.
that is the right person we need to talk to.
These
This
fat
is-
cats in Capitol Hill better figure it out. We, the people, have had enough of it.
Talking about a parliament?
Damn right. That's who we should fucking call. Kid Rock. Have him write a goddamn song
All
about
right,
it.
see, that would definitely not help, I think, at the current moment, I think.
Maybe.
Let's get to a break, please. Jesus.
Miss you, Gump.
I do. I'm sick of not seeing Gump here.
Me too.
Free Gump.
Especially because
It's trying to get expensive, obviously, is something, but I would pay whatever right now to get fucking Gumpy back. And I'm just sick of all the bullshit, too. Because, I don't know enough about that world, but it sure feels like
He has a public job waiting for him. He has to show
Yes.
that he's bringing value with a job.
Yeah.
Like I've done that with other people where you write the letter like what they're bringing, their unique skill or talent. Gump has a job that he did it. He executed for a long time there in person. He's doing it from afar, and it's there waiting for him. So what else do they need?
well, Gump didn't graduate college. That's
right.
Is that part? That's a big part of it, really.
Oh, dude. It's
Really?
all anything that they can. It just feels like they're picking and choosing with everybody we go to. Like, I wrote a letter. This is what we're going to do, actually. We'll give away the game plan right now. So, If you're the person that we added, this is the game plan. I wrote a letter for the first immigration lawyers to present on why I think Gumpy is the American dream, why there's nobody else that could do the job that he is doing, and why I would be honored if he was able to work for us, and I think it'd be good for our entire fucking country if he did. That lawyer told us, don't need this, please. Just tell us, like I took real time. I took real time writing this thing. So I'm gonna put that up. And we are gonna at whoever we can at, and just put a little public pressure that our immigration thing is potentially fucked. I don't know enough to have the full conversation about it. I know there's a lot of trigger conversations happening with the immigration world on both sides. All I know is I got a 6-figure job waiting for a motherfucker that used to have to paint ships for a living here in America to experience the American dream, and we haven't been able to do it because of bureaucracy and lawyers fucking it up. There has to be a better way, and we will find out how to go about doing it.
And by far, the worst part of this is Bill now stands where Gump used to in the morning, and he's right next to me, and it's fucking terrible.
Oh, it's brutal.
See, I don't know if the Congress people will understand that. So we might not put that in the letter.
In the bathroom or just where you guys are hanging out?
In the morning.
All right.
Both.
All right, we're back in about 5-10 minutes or so with hour 3. We got Joel
That's my
Klatt.
teammate. Bill.
That's my quarterback.
What's your team name? Killer Instinct?
We don't have one just yet. We're still.
Darius, you want to have a team in fantasy football?
Sure.
Oh, you got to find a
Sorry.
teammate. Yeah,
Fine teammate.
Sorry, I don't think so.
I figured out.
Grab one of the guys outside.
What's your guys' team name?
Me and Phil?
Yeah.
We'll debut it whenever we need to.
Okay.
What kind of league is PPR?
Yep, half point.
You goddamn right.
There's a full debate.
I don't got a clue what it means.
Full collective bargaining session.
Points per reception, D-Bud. Wake up.
Compared to what?
Well,
let's
you're supposed
go
to
to
have 1. Then there were some people lobbying for 0.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we met at a half a point, which I've heard is fucking amateur bush league bullshit.
Who told you that?
Yeah, that's perfect middle ground.
What about best ball league? Those are good leagues, right?
What the hell is that?
What about
Just pick a
scramble?
lineup and then you don't have to set a
Wolf.
lineup. Like whoever you pick, you take the highest score from that Sunday.
Well, you can still do that on FanDuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
That's what. That's why we're being.
We're doing a
different.
full season.
Yeah. Drafts next week.
You would never understand,
Is
Darius.
it? I haven't got a link yet.
I play fantasy
I don't
baseball.
understand fantasy.
I've never done fantasy.
It's fun. It's going to be a good time.
I
Plus,
doubt
we're doing 2 kickers.
Real stakes this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What does the winner get? 25 grand.
25K.
And 25
And then 25,
charity.
yeah.
And then the loser has to wear a sign at Radio Row
For a
next
full
year.
day.
Yeah.
And spend
That
the
says what?
weekend at Bill's house.
Well, it depends on who it is. I don't know if the weekend at Bill's house is a punishment or not
not.
because Bill's competing. So Bill wouldn't lose.
Well, we're just assuming that Bill's
twice
team
as
will be
bad.
in last place.
Yeah. So AJ will have to spend
no.
a weekend with Bill because they both lost.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought you guys were doing the thing like, haven't you seen all the fun pranks they make people do when they lose? Like,
That's, yeah.
put a penis on their forehead or something.
So
That'd be fun.
we're not doing any dongs on foreheads, but we're doing the sign thing. You got to wear a full sign.
What's the sign say?
Well, that's that TBD.
Yeah. You'll
I
see.
mean, no one can agree to that. Who knows what you're going to write on it?
Well, it
We will agree. I assume we'll all agree.
I saw a movie where that was not good. It started out like that. It was not good with Bruce Willis.
You talking about Die Hard 3?
No.
That's
I
where
will
the
not take part in that.
well, you will.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news. Well, you will take part of it. You're part of the fucking league.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been voted on. Sorry.
Everybody got a teammate?
No, I got a
no.
teammate. AJ's got a teammate.
That's it. All right. We could add
Make
you
a
want
case,
a teammate?
boys.
We could always
D-Bud,
add.
you can
Come
be
on,
on my
Gertie.
team. Okay, cool.
Let's go, Gertie.
That's pretty racist of you. Because
Yeah,
Connor,
exactly.
just said,
Fine.
Connor just said, please.
All right.
That's
Fuck
kind of
Connor.
fucked up.
Don't worry.
Dirty, good luck with your new
go,
teammate.
Gertie.
Good luck.
I hope you guys
Darius,
lose.
good luck. Here's
What's
Dirty.
your team name?
Dirty, good to
We're
see
gonna come
you.
up with something.
Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Are you
I see you, Dirty.
A little more creative than that.
Dirty, are you okay with Darius joining your squad?
I don't know. He said he didn't know anything. I don't know anything.
Oh, good.
Look at that. I was focused. I was
Two
welcoming
Beginner's
negatives
luck.
make a positive.
Beginner's luck right there.
Two negatives make a positive.
Hey, good luck, guys.
Good luck, boys.
Good luck, boys.
That's right.
I'm out for
Let's
blood.
ride. We have some breaking news. It is not the fact that Darius and Dirty will be teammates in an obvious display of racism in the office.
Fucking bullshit.
The breaking news is that Derrick Henry has reworked his contract and he has got a $2 million raise in 2022. Henry will now earn $14 million this season, the most of any running back. 2023 remains the final year of Henry's contract. So we'd assume that somehow that'll save them money in the salary cap. Who knows what they're moving, how they're moving it. They are reworking a 2-year deal that Derrick Henry signed, which was worth I think it was 50 million altogether, or 40-some million altogether, and there was a big signing bonus at the front of that. Nobody knew if they were going to pay Derrick Henry because the old adage is you can't pay a running back because you don't know if he's going to get hurt. Derrick Henry became a guy. He put the team on their back. Tannehill got paid. Derrick Henry got paid. Now they reworked it for this last year being on his deal to make 14 million instead of 12 million in salary. I don't understand why or how this works, but congrats to Derrick Henry.
Completely agree with the don't understand why or how, but Ian told us this is very similar to Travis Kelce, where they just didn't feel like he was paid enough, and they put it on and wasn't saving money, which I don't believe.
Hey, that's good team.
Good
hey,
on Tennessee.
Hey, that's good
business.
business. That's good karma.
Taking care of your guy, yeah.
The football gods will recognize this. They will return it.
The rest of the team sees it too.
Hell yes. Everybody sees it around the league too. Look, everybody around the league's like, okay, Nashville, great city. Great city. They got a team. Vrabel seems like a guy everybody likes. And they're doing business right by the players. Look at this, Darius. This is good shit out of the Tennessee Titans organization.
Absolute good business. Good for Jonathan Taylor, too. He should be getting paid soon.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, it is a little bit of a shame that the Titans are in the AFC South, so are the Colts, and it looks like they're doing business like in a very good way. Colts do the same thing.
Yeah, they pay the player.
Colts do the same thing.
Quentin Nelson got paid.
Did he?
Not yet.
I don't know.
Kenny's got to get paid. Kenny still needs to get paid.
Yep.
There's a lot of work Chris Ballard has to do.
Oh, yeah.
We know that the Tennessee Titans, our guests now, are saying, Derek, thank you for everything. And you know, just like we do, this team's going to go how you fucking go, pal.
Yep.
So here's a couple more $1 million because we're going to run you to the fucking ground. Cannot wait to see that stiff arm. He is one of one. Can't wait to watch him. Congrats on the pay bump. We'll be back with Hour 3 with Joel Klatt. He is calling the Penn State-Purdue game this evening. And he's also calling Alabama-Texas next week. All through college. Is he still with Gus?
I believe so.
Yeah, because Gus isn't doing NFL because he's going back to school. I think he's just doing.
Bro, how is Gus not
I love Gus.
Come on.
already?
Gus is the best.
All the sports.
Yeah, he did a
Love
bunch
Gus.
of good games.
Basketball,
Yeah.
football. He did some NFL last year, I think.
Yeah.
He
All
did.
the Lions games.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking loved it.
No
There
wonder
you
he's
go.
Guy's
going
been
to the
sent
NFL.
to a life sentence
It all
of
makes
fucking
sense.
Lions games.
damn it.
Makes sense.
And he's the
Easy.
most electrifying guy in a booth. How about him? What was it? Which team does the jump?
Wisconsin, right?
Yeah,
Wisconsin?
jump around.
And they showed him in the booth. He was in his suit with his arms doing a little lean with it. Like Gus is the man.
Yeah.
Best.
And I think he's the man because he brings the energy, the juice, and also the guy he's alongside is fucking great. And that's Joel Klatt. That's a great team. I don't know why they weren't.
Yeah.
Well, ask Joel.
They have. What do you mean? They have the biggest college games for Fox.
I understand that.
Yeah, but
They're
what
the
about
number
the
one crew.
biggest
About
football
the fucking
games?
men's league, dude.
Huh?
Oh, why aren't they in the NFL?
Yeah. Hawk.
We can ask Joel here in a little bit.
We will. 5 minutes from now. We'll see you then. Hour 3. Plus your phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line, 1-833-4-McAfee. Big shout out to Jet for joining us. It was great to fucking see you again. We're back in 5. Cheers. They want to play for the Yankees one day. The people I'm playing against. They want to play for the fucking Yankees.
Check out, like, in there, we put a little surprise in there for you.
About to get iced, it feels like. I mean, let's start the day, I guess.
What the fuck you get
It's great to be a member of the Washington Wild Things baseball team. We're number 1 in the league, right?
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Fuck everybody. Fuck everybody else. When I take BP, will there be anybody telling me how to fucking hit it?
No.
It feels like the wind's blowing this way. Might have to attack that fence tonight, huh? Hey, you got it! Does the DJ play heaters like this all night?
I started hitting 2 days ago.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I think I figured it out.
You'll probably only face 90 miles an hour tonight. You should be good.
Is that me in the game there? This is a good at bat. This is a good at bat. Oh shit! Oh shit! Give me it!
1-1 pitch.
Let's go!
Line drive right
Son of a
at
bitch! That came down a lot faster than I thought, though. Let's be honest.
It's deep,
Go, Cut.
and it is off the wall.
Go, Cut.
Field it up.
Excuse me! If you could all get off of my dick, we would be better off. Tell you what, would have been nice to take a nap earlier.
Another throw
Get back!
first.
You have to tell me when that's happening. You're making me look bad. Hey, Steven, fuck you. Hey, fuck you, Steven. Hey, nice pitch. 149. Does that feel good, Steven? Oh, wow. Wow.
He tosses up the ball.
Wow. Back to being a player now. Making plays. Touchdown. What inning is it?
Top of the second.
Jesus. But it was finally my time to get in that box.
Number 1, the right fielder, the former punter from West Virginia, a former Indianapolis
Hell yeah.
Colt,
and a current Barstool Sports personality, Pat McAfee.
The anticipation is real.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, right at Pat. Hit out.
I'm in the hole? Son of a bitch. This is about to happen.
And that will bring up Pat McAfee once again.
First pitch from Reynaldo Lopez, swing and a miss by McAfee.
Hey, what was that?
And the catcher goes, I had to give you one.
Looked off speed.
What was that?
Then I look at the pitcher, and he's smiling. He's like laughing, like he's toying with me like I'm a child. It all comes down to this. My last at-bat. Hey, I'm gonna get on. You bring me home.
This is your life on the line, fucker. Let me tell you something. You're going to take an L, okay? You're going to take one.
So I think that the close your eyes and swing method is perfect.
Oh, this is hardball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jesus. You have no prayer.
Now batting, number one, right fielder, Pat McAfee.
Oh, boy. Oh, this is the thing. Let's go! There's me holding for you. Okay, I'm one of the greatest holders in the history of the NFL. You can go and look at stats and percentages of made kits. I also enjoy seeing other people shine. You'll pull it back just like you're golfing or just like a shooting game with your thumb. The wind in the top right corner is something you will have to pay attention to. And as you get rolling, the more kicks you make in a row, the more money and the higher the score gets generated. There's obviously things you'd like to hit. There's a lack of a fan, lower left. There's a golden ball there, top left, in which you can put in if you're going to miss and make. The game has so many different pieces to it. We're incredibly proud. And then that's a miss, obviously.
Good job, dude.
That's a terrible kick.
Not a good ball.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on.
Lights are on.
Made it. No, I actually told him.
60?
Listen, Ty could go put a 20,000 piece if he wanted to right now. Ty and none of the boys at the office are up for any of the prizes, especially the week 1 prize. So there's a reason they've been playing for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
There will be up and coming contests with this though next year or next week or maybe the week after that you'll have to beat or try to beat the highest score of the office, and there'll be a lot of money on the line. This is from 80 yards.
Nice
Boom, and he hits the no-win game.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show, hour 3 on this glorious September 1st.
Wow.
We made it. Shall begin immediately following the speech drop from Twine. Now we go.
Football!
He is here, 2 big games tonight. To my left, your right, the man who couldn't get the word football out of his mouth, but was very good at the sport. He's college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, COVID survivor, all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. The handsome, the toxic, the face of Ohio, OH.
Is Joel here yet?
AJ Hawk. That new is coming from the Toxic Table at Boston Connor, more specifically. Schmidt next to him. Tone Diggs, one half of the Hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys is here and live in studio. Darius J. Butler. D. Butler. There is some breaking news out of New Orleans. Marcus May, a man who just signed a contract a little bit ago, a 3-year deal with the Saints safety, has allegedly been arrested on
aggravated assault charges that stem from a motor vehicle interaction or incident. Marcus May has come out and said, I didn't do any of this shit. I can't wait to defend myself. In better words, he said it in a much more politically correct fashion. Statement from Marcus May's attorney, Eric Kessler. Marcus vehemently denies the allegation from a motor vehicle incident and looks forward to defending himself when all the facts come out. That's Tom Pelissero reporting it. So we will obviously keep an eye on that. I do not know all the laws, but I think this means that a gun was involved, some sort of assault. Marcus May says, I ain't do anything, and he will defend himself. Who knows what this means for his season or with the Saints coming up. They look to have a pretty good squad this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saints look to be making some plays. Marcus May's a guy. I don't think I had known of Marcus May's playing ability until right now. Looked it up. He's a good player.
Yeah, good player, real solid player. Great addition to that secondary. So, let's hope it's all a misunderstanding.
CJ GJ out of the back end of that defense down there. Marcus May they signed.
Yep.
They give him some money. He is now allegedly. I mean, interesting how the
Did
NFL.
this just happen, or is this coming up from months ago?
I don't know.
Feels like it just. I don't know.
Feels like it just happened.
Seems like it just
What I
happened.
read this morning, it's this morning. Black.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just like was it Hollywood Brown over there in Arizona? He was going 100 and whatever.
Yep.
At like 7 a.m. He was scared to death he was going to be late to that fucking meeting. You know, and I'm not justifying anything, but that is potentially his morning commute this morning. Something goes down. Marcus May, obviously you hope no guns or violence ever gets involved in anything. We will wait till we hear more details. All Saints fans are looking on because that team could go on a run. Speaking of going on a run, this man's about to do so for the entirety of the college football season.
Hell yeah.
He calls the game of the night between Penn State and Purdue here in West Lafayette, Indiana. Should be a hell of an atmosphere. Should be a hell of an environment. He's got Alabama, Texas as well, and he sits alongside Gus Johnson, one of the most electrifying humans to ever grace this earth. He does a fantastic job. Can't wait to hear and watch him do his thing this fall. From Fox Sports, ladies and gentlemen, Joel Klatt. What's up, man?
What's going on? I'm just glad we've got a better connection than before the draft.
Yeah,
Remember that debacle?
Yeah, you were in Vegas, I think, outside, right, in a patio area?
That's right. Well, yeah, DJ came on, Daniel Jeremiah, and he was like, oh, Klatt's trying to be fancy at the Caesars pool. I don't know, our wires got crossed. I sent him a handwritten note. He didn't respond yet, but you get the idea.
Oh, Lou Holtz, you're saying. It's a Lou Holtz, Brian Kelly situation. Do you feel the same way about DJ as Lou Holtz clearly feels about Brian Kelly?
No, definitely not. DJ's a class act. Lou apparently really doesn't like Brian, though. Wow.
Is that right? I mean, I heard some things the other day, Joel, from Lou.
I know.
And it got pretty heavy. Everything Lou said there, though, pretty true.
Valid.
I mean,
fired up.
We
He
don't
even
need
took a
to
little
rehash it, but yeah,
There
Brian
he is.
Kelly is a sack of marbles. He's a piece of shit, Joel. You know it just as well as I do.
Okay, Joel, so
I thought the only thing I was surprised was there was like a soft shot at Brady. Right? Right?
Yeah, well, that's Ty. I mean, that's just, that was a little Ty there. I don't know if Lou Holtz is going to take those shots, but Ty mixed with Lou Holtz certainly going to get one in. That video, because Ty is literally an impressionist, can do like 15, 16 different people. He's been doing Lou Holtz for a couple years. Feels like that particular video went, though, around the college football world. It appears as if it does. How did you see it? Who sent it to you? And was everybody on the same page of, oh, that is fucking awesome, Joel?
Oh, well, first of all, yes. So the last part, 100%. See it right away, only because for a Thursday night, like everything gets, the week is crazy. So I'm flying out Tuesday. I actually went with my family. We connected in Denver. They stayed there to see our family, so on and so forth. So I hadn't seen it yet. And then yesterday we're in the car driving to our production meeting. We're going to go meet with Penn State. So I'm trying to pour over hey, what do I want to ask James Franklin about their team and, their young players? And I'm kind of one-track mind. And then all of a sudden, our producer and director are just cackling like schoolgirls. And I'm like, what's happening up in the front seat? And sure enough, they put it on. And by the end of the trip, I'm literally crying, getting out of the SUV as James Franklin walks up and he's like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, you got to see this.
Well, we appreciate that, Ty. Fucking right.
Here we go.
You deserve it, Ty. Also, thank you for your service, doctor, coach, philosophizer, Lou Holtz, for that whole thing to happen, and Brian Kelly.
Right.
Big thanks for Brian Kelly doing that. Let's talk about the game coming up, Joel. You just talked a little bit about your process and production meetings and everything. You're about to straddle in, and we talked to Herb Street about this. Hey, we got a long season ahead. How you feeling going in? I know that tonight's a massive game, should be an electric atmosphere. You got Alabama, Texas. There's going to be a lot of big noon kickoff push and everything around Fox. How do you feel going into the season? Got good energy, Joel?
Great energy. I can't wait for the season. It's always a little bit like Christmas for me. This is my favorite time of year.
Hell yeah.
I love this sport like deep in my bones. I love college football. I love being out there. In fact, this morning I'm walking to do a hit for what was it? I don't know, Fox and Friends or somebody. They asked me to do a hit, and I'm walking outside of the stadium, and sure enough, there's this kid in a sleeping bag outside of the gate. And I'm like, hey, brother, like, there's no line. You know, like, you don't need to camp out. And he's like, no, college football's the best. Like, I'm so excited.
Yeah!
So his name's Isaac. He's like, I'm going to be the one in the front row in a black sombrero. Make sure to put me on TV. And I was like, done. Absolutely done. I get fired up for I get fired up for this time of year. And yes, it's busy, but there's something about like the aspirational nature of college football. The fact that it's not the destination and you're seeing the dreams like come to fruition right before your eyes. You're seeing these kids go to young men and then men. I love everything about it, man.
What was James Franklin like? I know Penn State's kind of flying under the radar right now, or people, I guess, their expectations aren't as high as they were once before. Like, what do you think their season might look like?
So for me, I think that Penn State is on like the first month of the season. They could either go back up to what they have been, over the last few years, or at least, previous to the last 2 years where I felt like they were contenders in the Big Ten. They were contenders in the Big Ten East. Last 2 years, they're basically a 500 program. So this first month of the season is going to tell us everything that we need to know. They recruited at a really high level. They got some really good players. Number one running back in the country. You'll see him tonight, Nick Singleton. They think he's going to be great. They got a 6-year quarterback, Sean Clifford. He's trying to start the union. He's doing all sorts of stuff, right? I mean, this guy has been there forever. I think that it could go one of two ways. I really do. The bottom line for me is if they can run the ball, then they'll be better. They're talented. They've got some great pieces on that team. Joey Porter, I think he might be a first-round corner, so we'll see.
Whenever you talk about them getting a lot of recruits and everything, what does that mean, Joel? They just paid them? Is that what's going on? These NIL deals, Joel? It's ruining college football, Joel. That's what I heard.
Is it, though? Is it? Like,
no, I don't think so, but
I don't either.
I feel like a lot of people say it's ruining it, Joel, and I'm happy to hear you. You're one of the voices of college football, so you saying that, and Herbie as well. Herbie's like, at first, I think it was, I don't want any change or anything, but then as he's watching it go, he's like, should be some guardrails, but ultimately, this is fucking good for the sport. Do you agree with that? Do you believe in that?
100%. The fact that we got this far into it and college football didn't adjust when the Olympics adjusted is crazy. Like, this is, I'm all for this. Now, are there some guardrails that we need? Yeah, absolutely. And I think that comes into place where we just need every school to be competing on the same level as far as the rules go. Because right now there's different rules in different states based on different legislation. And I don't think that that's good for the game. So if we get some good guardrails that everybody agrees on and then move forward from that standpoint, I think it's good. There's one of two ways through this, and this is what people don't want to hear. I think that there's only one of two ways. You either get federal legislation that kind of is overarching over the sport, and that way everybody gets the same rules, or you collectively bargain with the players. And I think that's the more probable path that we're headed to, is that there's going to be an association of college football players. It will very much turn into kind of a minor pro situation where the schools will share in the revenue, which they're not sharing right now, even with NIL. And what that will allow them to do is start to get some rules that the players then agree to, that everyone can move forward, I think, in a more competitively balanced fashion.
Structuring that is going to be a tall task for whoever decides to dive into that, because players, obviously the COVID year gave opportunities for Kenny Pickett to be there for a long time and for Clifford to play for 6 years and everything. But normally those players, especially important guys that are worth a lot of money, only in prominence there 2 years, 3 years, then they're gone. Then who gives a fuck anymore if you go to the NFL? Yeah. So I think setting up the structure of a players union for college football players is going to be very difficult. I think it's been talked about for a long time. Hopefully this generation is entrepreneurial enough to understand that it's worth it and to buy in. But that's going to be a talk, because the amount of people that just say, oh, fuck it, I'll play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that is always. I'll be intrigued to see how it goes, but I do like the fact that we're in the portion where you can make some money. I think they put some windows on when you could transfer to now. I think I'm not.
Yeah, they did.
I think just
Which they
yesterday.
needed to.
Was that yesterday, Joel?
It was yesterday, and that's been much needed because listen, we were all young people, and like you get pissed off, you get emotional, and you make really poor decisions. So why in the hell was the transfer portal open on random Sunday in October after a guy didn't get as much playing time as he felt like he should have gotten?
That's real.
So he's like, screw it, I'm out. It's like, hey, like, right. Maybe we should rethink this portal a little bit. So they put some windows where you can transfer when you can't transfer. I think that's really good. I think that will also slow down the coaching carousel. One of the reasons you had so many coaches get fired so early last year was to get ahead of things like transfer in the early signing day window. I think that could probably get a little bit of a tweak moving forward. But then ultimately, the group that needs to step up and actually affect change rather than just crying all the time?
The refs?
The coaches.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I agree.
The coaches. They're all, they're like, oh my gosh, my job is so tough. I get $7 million a year, and now I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, come on. The coaches should be the ones that form the association. They have the most influence over the players. They've got the players' full attention, and they're the ones that should be taking the steps to help the players associate and kind of form, whether you want to call it a unit or whatever, some association that then you can collectively bargain with.
Hey,
that would be better for the bulk of their players, and it's something that I think should be done.
Joel, genius. And that's good PR for all those fucking coaches for their recruiting, which is all they really care about, right?
That's right.
And the players aren't stealing any money from their pie. Their pie is completely separate. They're a state employee, basically. So the only people that are losing money if the players start getting it is the school, and then obviously some of the networks. So the coach, you would think in the best interest. That's a good call, Joe. I've never heard that till today. You've been preaching this one a long time, and how come I haven't heard it?
Well, I don't know. Listen, we're going to try to remedy that, though. You know what I'm talking about? The coaches already have, they have like the American Football Coaches Association, and who knows? God knows what they do. They get together and drink. I don't know what they do. It's like just have the players have like a subset of that organization, and I think that's the way to organize the players in a quick manner.
Then those coaches start banding together to fuck over players. Joel, look what you started already. Jeez.
I know, right?
Tone, your question for Joel.
Joel, do you think anyone like the Utah, the USC, A&M, Clemson, anyone besides the big three have any chance this year of winning a national championship?
West Virginia,
man.
Iowa.
Well, I mean, I was just going to bring up. I was like, you forgot to bring up West Virginia.
Yeah.
By the way, Keaton Slovis. How about that?
Slovis.
Did you see what he did at the pep rally?
Yeah, I saw him look for, hey, am I allowed to do this, Narduzzi? Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, don't worry about it. And I heard the kid's a good player. Hope he sucks tonight.
Well, yeah, guy's got balls. I
mean, Joel, he walked up there. Am I allowed to? And then I guess he does deliver it. It then makes its rounds all around West Virginia. It's in the locker
they
room.
love it.
This is a good energy going into this game tonight. I'm not going to be able to see yours, I don't think, the entirety of it. I wish I could. I'll watch it back because you're awesome. But the backyard brawl tonight should be pretty epic. I think the energy should be very, very magical in Acrisure Stadium tonight.
We shall see. I'm looking forward to that game too. I'll have it on the iPad on the side.
Always collect.
Okay, let's get. Oh yeah, I got to. Always. The question posed. The problem with the playoff as it's currently constituted, it's a massive problem. The playoff sucks. It's made the sport so top heavy that what we have is like 3 teams that I could see legitimately win the national championship. Maybe 4. So maybe Clemson gets into that. So do the other teams have a chance to like win the national championship? You're talking about beating Alabama. You're talking about beating potentially Ohio State when the chips are down. I think that's really tough, beating Georgia when the chips are down. That's going to be really tough for all of those teams. A&M is a bit of the squeaky wheel in college football, always getting the grease. They haven't done much in their history, and yet we're constantly talking about them because they pay so much to all their players, which great, good for you. Like, you've got a great recruiting class.
What are you doing this to Jimbo?
That's not a shot. No.
Jimbo's going to dunk on you, dude. You know that.
I said I'm for NIL. I'm for it. Good. I'm saying good for you. You are using the rules to your advantage. They got the best recruiting class like in history. Now we need to see it pay off onto the field.
Okay, I did not know that was the case. I should have looked into that a little bit more when Saban and he were going to have a cage match at one point during the SEC press conference, and that's all I was really looking at. I didn't know that the money actually paid off on the back. Hey, look at Texas A&M. Hey, we got big money down here. We got oil people probably in here. Let's pay fucking everybody. Give them salaries, and let's have a squad. Maybe Texas A&M gets back in there. D-Butt, your question for Joe Klatt.
Hey, Joe, I got a couple questions for you. First of all, who are you calling the game with tonight? Second of all, you mentioned Porter earlier. Any other big-time DBs we can expect to take the field tonight?
Yes, let's go. The second one first is Jair Brown, the safety from Penn State. This dude, I love this guy. Like, it's a hard – I don't want to root for guys in particular, but you love to see kids succeed. So when I'm in the booth, man, I'm going to be watching Jair Brown. Kid's from Trenton, New Jersey. He grew up in the Donnelly Projects, which is one of the rougher projects in New Jersey. And his mom flat out just refused to lose her kids to the streets. So that's what she said. She said it in several articles and different interviews. And so what she did is she was like, they were going to play sports and be at home, and that's it. They weren't going to be outside. So she got a second job when they were growing up. So when Jair's a kid, and they call him Tig. So Tig Brown, he's growing up. His mom gets a second job as a bus driver just so that she can keep her eyes on her kids. And then it's just like sports and home. Goes to Lackawanna Junior College, follows in Jaquan Brisker's footsteps there. Now he follows in Jaquan Brisker's footsteps to Penn State. Led the country in interceptions last year with 6. Jair Brown is a dude, man. I can't wait to watch him play as well.
Thank you, Mom.
Know.
Way to go, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
That's right.
Baby, Mom.
And I'm with Gus. You know I'm with Gus.
I got to make sure.
Did you guys get offered NFL games? You were muted, but I think you said no. Well, how does that even happen?
Come Makes on. Some sense.
You guys are awesome. You know you're awesome.
Do you want to do NFL, Joel? You should.
Sure. I mean, listen, I want to call football games, right? I love college football. It's hard because I love college football. I'm really happy for Herbie. This dude has deserved this stage for a long time. I'm a bit behind that. I'm just trying to every single game I'm trying to get better and provide entertainment to the fans. Take you closer to the game, make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more exciting. And it's at some point that would be great, but I love college, man. I would love to call a national championship game. That's really what I would love to do.
Hell yeah, that's the pinnacle there of what you're currently doing. I think the good thing that you and Gus do is you guys understand that you're setting the tone for everybody that's watching the game with you. Like, I think some people forget that, hey, we're watching the game with you. Not like, you don't have to talk at us. Like, we're with you.
Yeah.
So when Gus gets Gus, everybody can't help but be like, ooh, it's awesome. In every other sport, they have that, right? Every other sport, if it's almost a goal in hockey, you hear the get crazy. At one point, it felt like everybody in football thought that they were calling a surgery. And it was like, had to be journalism, had to be matter of fact with everything. And the snap is taken and, good throw there. And if you see here, so the energy that you guys call a game with, I think is very much appreciated by all of us. So you should think about that. And if you could relay the message to that fucking gangster, Gus Johnson, we all appreciate him so much. He calls everything. Do you call did you play in the NFL? I don't remember. Did you make it to the NFL?
I was in a couple of camps with the Saints, then the Lions, but nothing stuck really. No.
So this is what Herbie said. So Herbie never played in the NFL either. So for years, we were saying to Herbie, hey, we need you in the men's league, dude. We need you.
Right.
We need you in the men's league or whatever. And off camera, and he's probably pissed I'm saying this now publicly, but off camera, I talked to him and he'd be like, man, I never made it to. He almost was like, projecting shame that he never played in the NFL and people wouldn't respect him if he was to call NFL games. And I'm like, Herbie, shut the fuck up, okay? Everybody in the NFL knows who the hell you are. Everybody in the NFL has respect for you, and you call games all. You're the same way, though. I hope you don't ever think that because you didn't have this super NFL career that you can't call NFL games. You're good. You should be on in NFL games if it's an option in the future. Please don't let that ever hold you back.
Well, that's nice of you to say, but by the way, that's a real thing, that Herbie talked about, because the executives in our business, that's how they talk. It's like, well, you didn't do this or that. And it's like, okay. Like, I didn't understand that was a prerequisite, but it's fine, But I do think, here's what's great, though. As television has become way more prominent, and we see every football game across every level be televised on basically a national level, I think what has happened is that the expectation of football fans for their broadcast and from their broadcasters, I think, has elevated. So if you can do this job really well, I think football fans see it and acknowledge it.
It's the only thing that matters, Joel. It's the only thing that matters. Nothing else matters.
And I think that it was different 10 years ago, and it was different 15 years ago, and you had to have the gold jacket or the ring or whatever for credibility. And now people watch enough where you can get credibility just if you're great at the job.
And you can lose it. And you can lose it too. Like, you can be really good at football, hop in that booth for a couple weeks, and all of a sudden nobody even remembers that you were good at football. And it's the complete opposite. I mean, that is taking place. We don't need to say any names. Ty, your question for Joel Klatt.
Joel, I think the
Joel Klatt.
The college football playoff committee is meeting either yesterday or today about the moving to 12 to 16 teams, and I think it needs to be unanimous for it to maybe go into effect as soon as next year. Is there any? I mean, because it's all about the bottom line. Is there any way we don't get 16, or do you think they'll maybe settle on 12 because they don't want a situation where we get this 16 seed go play Alabama and get beat by 80?
Yeah, so I don't think it'll be 16, but it's not because of the competitive balance that you were suggesting. It's more because they have to have their cake and eat it too. I know that's a terrible expression, but think of it from this perspective. If you're the SEC and the Big Ten, you have to protect the value of the conference championship game. And if you just go to 16, there's no value in the conference championship game. And you might be thinking to yourself, like, well, why would there be value in that game for 12 teams? Because then you can still have a bye in the first round. So at least that game would, in theory, let's say Georgia and Alabama are playing the SEC championship game, the winner gets a huge seeding advantage going into that postseason, and the loser would have to play on the road in the first week of the postseason. So that's why I don't think you'll see 16. I think you're going to see 12, and it's more because of that. They're trying to maximize the dollar amount in their conference championship and try to squeeze out as many dollars as they can in the postseason.
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Joel, we were reminiscing about you and Gus at Wisconsin last year. I think it was the season opener. Are you looking forward to any environments in particular? And do you have like a number one that you look back on and think that was probably the best environment you've been in?
Well, last year in general, we had a great run. We had the Wisconsin game, and they did jump around, and we stayed live. That was, goosebumps, because it was kind of the first time that we had college football fans back in the stadium after the pandemic. And so to witness the jump around there after the third quarter was incredible. The Michigan-Ohio State game, guys, that was just kind of like a magical environment. Snow falling, Michigan ending their long drought over Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was it was an incredible environment. Those two stand out to me just because of what we face in the pandemic, and then the weight of what Michigan was doing in that game in the snow last year late in Ann Arbor.
Did you know that the reason why Ohio State lost wasn't because of the snow or the khakis or Aiden Hutchinson and his paint on his face that is awesome?
Sweet. Yeah.
It looks awesome.
Hey, Billie Jean.
You know why?
Why?
For the last 25 years, Bob Carpenter, General Bob Carpenter, also known as Bobby Carpenter, former Ohio State Buckeye alongside AJ, Dallas Cowboy. I think he played for the Giants as well.
Lions.
No, Lions played around a little bit.
I know Bobby.
The man who saved Big Ten football, rallied the troops, sent them to Illinois, to Chicago to protest the Big Ten offices and say, hey, we need football. General Bobby Carpenter, for the last 25 years, has been working out with the Ohio State Buckeye football team. Because of COVID, he was not able to work out with the team last year. So they got a little soft. They go up to Michigan. They lose. Is there a coincidence? I think not. Joel, you've been covering college football a long time. You're a great college football quarterback. You have a lot of friends around the college football world. Have you ever in your life heard of an alumni of a team
working out with the team for 15 years after he has left the college and doing the same cardio, same sprints, same lifts, same everything. Have you ever heard of that? And do you think that is why Ohio State lost to Michigan last year?
I've never heard that.
Me neither.
As insanity. And it, by the way, it happens, I guess, with a few of those Ohio State guys. Like Joey Galloway is still posting videos like pushing a sled. I'm like, calm down.
Ohio
what are we doing?
is awesome.
Yeah,
Ohio
it's
is
like Ohio for life. Oh! It's incredible. I've never heard that, but that's absolutely the reason. There's no other reason. It couldn't have been that the linebacker core was decimated by injury. It couldn't have been that. It couldn't have been that Michigan finally had an offensive line. No. It's Sergeant Bobby. What did you call him? General Bobby? Sergeant Bobby.
Whoa. Fucking name and rank, Klatt. Jeez Louise.
First lieutenant? Should we knock him down? First lieutenant? Private?
Hey, Joe, we appreciate you joining us, man. You were awesome. Good luck in the game tonight. I'm sure you're excited to get back into the booth. We'll be watching alongside the Backyard Brawl. You're the man. Thank you for the time.
Your time. Love the show, guys. You guys do an awesome job.
Hey, we appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Klatt. All right, now we get to a break and we answer phone calls. I like that guy, AJ.
Yeah. He's great. He and Gus together, obviously, somewhat different personalities. I think that's what makes it work so well.
Great team.
Gus was calling with Akib, I think, last year.
Yep. Yes. Mm-hmm. And last year, didn't Gus drop the pick him up and put him down?
He did, yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Did he Yinzer?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Hey, did you see? I don't know if you know this, Bob, but General Bob posted a picture doing incline dumbbell bench today from the Ohio State weight room. So we're good.
Have you ever heard of this, Darius?
I've tried that shit one time. Going back, couldn't do it. Those
runs.
college workouts are different levels.
He's still doing the runs.
That's crazy.
That's a general difference.
Yeah.
You're going to lead men, you got to do it.
Exactly.
That's right.
Not everyone can wear 5 stars on their shoulders.
I didn't want to do them when I was in college.
Yeah,
so.
hated them.
Yeah.
Couldn't sleep the night before doing them. General Bob's like, I'm looking to do it till I'm 50.
He's strapping parachutes on, warming up with the parachute, doing 1/10 of the parachute off before he runs half
He's
gas.
doing afternoon sets after he works.
He's got the band on. He's got the band on.
Psychopath.
He's got the band on to work on super speed drills. Dog. Need those guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if anybody ever comes trying, America.
Yeah, Red Dawn situation.
There's people like fucking General Bob out there who are like, I'm in better shape than I was when I was 24.
Safe Havens, Ohio.
Let's get to a break. We'll answer some phone calls on the other side to wrap up this glorious September 1st. We're here, AJ. It's September.
We did it.
Oh, it's amazing. I can't believe it's here.
Pumped.
Here we go.
That's full extension too.
Yeah, and he's got
no half stroking.
He's got fucking orangutan arms too. That guy. Those things go all the way down to his goddamn knees. He is one of the most athletic humans going. One of the most fit dudes going, and he's working out with 18 to 21 year olds still.
That's today.
Yeah, I guess the
6
the song on there is no shirt, no shoes, no service. Or
Hell
something.
yeah.
Of course. Kenny Chesney, baby.
Is he running the aux cord in a gym in there for those 18-year-olds, you think? John Bob.
I don't know if the whole squad is in there if he's allowed to run it, but I'm sure he does. I mean, yeah, he's probably grandfathered in. He's been doing it for so many years.
Oh, gee.
If you see a
Could you imagine General Bob walking into your locker room as a 20-year-old and being like, give me the aux cord. And he puts on fucking Kenny Chesney, no shoot, no. Everybody, shut the fuck up. Why was this guy?
How about if he was sitting next to you in the hot tub and cold tub?
It is the General, though. Does he do recovery?
Oh, yeah. He was talked about how, I got to get some treatment on this calf, man. They got to get some stem.
Just to do human stuff.
His elbow he always has issues with. He's getting ultrasound and stem a lot.
He's doing 5 minutes in the cold, 5 minutes in the hot. Let's flush this thing out with the boys. Boys, get out of the way.
He's got an HVAC company to run.
He's the best. He's the fucking best. 101, that guy. Happy he got a good workout in this morning because college football season is upon us.
That's right.
Saturday night. Let's go, AJ.
Can't wait, man. I'll be there.
Yeah,
Tonight's actually a good night of games. There's a lot of games tonight.
I know. Are you guest picking for game day or not?
No, isn't it Jack Harlow?
No,
not confirmed yet.
The original announcement was Jack Harlow, and then the internet did what the internet does.
Right.
And they said,
fuck this.
the social media person for game day and for ESPN went to the people at game day and they were like, can we get something to tweet out that is different than Jack Harlow is going to be the guy for the Ohio State Notre Dame? And they came back with the 2002 national championship team will be there. Jack Harlow will be there. Special guests will be there. I mean, it's going to be a massive weekend for College Game Day in Columbus. That's a huge game, right?
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State, Notre Dame to kick off the season for them, night game. Yeah, it's a big deal.
17.5-point underdog.
Marcus Freeman played linebacker at Ohio State with me. James Laurinaitis is on the staff as well.
That was my teammate, Senior Bowl teammate, Marcus Freeman.
Really? Dog?
Yeah, we came 09. He was a dog.
Where are you on the north?
North, yep.
I was on the south.
What's the chances Chris Gamble shows up?
Oh.
Gamble, hey, D-Butt, that's been a thing. I think actually Mike Doss publicly went on Twitter looking for Gamble because Gamble is he's his own dude and no one could find him.
Jimmy G.
I don't think he RSVP'd back.
One of the best two ways.
So
good.
You're saying Chris Gamble wanted at the reunion this weekend? Will
By
not.
everybody.
Hey,
But-
Chris, come on, dude.
Chris is a ghost.
Everybody wants to see you.
He's the coolest, best team. Oh, he's such a dude. He's awesome. He's so good at football.
Is he the guest picker?
Oh, I hope so.
Who else from the team's going to be
No
there?
chance. Says D-Butt.
Not Gam. Not
Zero.
Not he legend though. He from Fort Lauderdale. Somebody I looked up to as a kid. Just a two-way.
Play like 180 plays a game
said.
sometimes.
What's he hate everybody?
Nah, he's just one of those guys who Jimmy G. He's gonna be all bought in. Gonna do everything. But off season comes when it's his time. You may not see it here
From Fort Lauderdale. Good times down there.
Played corner and receiver both ways, full time and kick return.
Who are you excited to see? So Maurice Claret will be there?
Yep.
Yeah, Maurice will be there. A lot of coaches. D'Antonio will be there. I know Evie's old guy at Michigan State. Some of my old coaches. Tressel will be there. It's going to be nice.
Craig Krantzel?
Any teammates?
Craig will be there, yeah. Craig
What
lives right down the road.
teammates, though?
Any teammates? Is there a big group text, a Facebook group, a Zoom call?
Ton of guys on the list that I've, we'll see them tomorrow night. There's some stuff, and then some stuff before the game Saturday before we go in.
Oh, tomorrow night's going to be an absolute booze sesh, huh?
The refs should be there too from that game.
Whoa.
Yeah, as
That's interference.
You're saying they handed the game to
Should have
us?
never been that close, obviously.
Yeah, you're right. If got a cheap shot, my cousin back there took his knee out.
Who?
Willis.
Yeah, AJ took
Blades?
That was nasty.
Yeah.
Blades?
No, Willis McGahee.
Oh, I thought it was Blades.
We didn't know it in the moment, D, but during the game, we didn't know it. We started hearing it at the very end, like when the game was over and we're walking in, like, hey, we heard, like some people saw the video, would text us. It's nasty.
Oh, yeah, it was. I couldn't watch it. It was, man.
The Ohio guys did it on purpose?
Nah, it was full
Safety
speed.
came up.
It was a
Made a
violent
low
game. Came, hit him low, but it was just nasty. Happens.
Football.
Football.
I remember McGahee was a guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll talk about TJ Watt on the other side. He chit-chatted about that play that has obviously drawn a lot of conversation because Thibodeau and because of TJ Watt. They're receiving it in a preseason game. We'll answer some phone calls. We'll wrap up this glorious Thursday, September 1st. Tomorrow night, you guys are going to be hammered drunk, huh? That's what it sounds like?
I'm sure there'll be a good amount of alcohol for people.
yeah.
Let's go.
Tomorrow night's going to be a boozed up Buckeye evening. Can't wait for it. You deserve it. We'll be back in 5. This is the Pat McAfee Show.
It really comes down to, and pardon my French, but giving less fucks. I think that it's a maturity that comes from aging, from making mistakes, from failing, from being too sensitive at times, from taking things too personal at times. And it's about growth and learning not to be indifferent, because I think indifferent people are terrified of making choices, and it's a cold place to live. It's about choosing what to care about, and the things that you do care about, it's less things. It's not trying to be a part of every conversation or get involved in everything or setting yourself up to be offended about certain things. It's caring more about specific things and less things, and with those things, it's finding ways to solve the problems, because true happiness doesn't come from eliminating all problems in your life. I believe it comes from solving the problems that you have and dealing with the pain and the suffering that is natural in life and is a part of life. It's not fleeing from pain and suffering and running from those things and not dealing with the emotions situations. It's looking at those head on and saying, how can I solve these problems and make my life a little bit better? And that's what I've tried to do the last couple of years, and I've talked about in this show as well. It's about perspective. And I truly believe this, when you focus on the things that you have more than the things that you don't have, you allow yourself to let gratitude sink in. And when the gratitude sinks in, it is always accompanied by joy, because you're focusing on the blessings that you have, not on the things that you don't have, the things you wish you had, the way you wish your life was that much better, you wish you had this, you wish you had that. You'll always be unsatisfied. But when you take solace in the fact that you're where you're supposed to be, and that life is going to come at you with pain and suffering and failure and frustrations and mistakes. And just trying to solve those problems and do a little bit better next time allows you to, I think, be a little gentler with yourself and admit that you're a human. You're going to make mistakes. You're not going to please everybody. There's always going to be a 500-pound elephant of possibly hatred and malice waiting for you at every decision you make, and that's just part of life. You got to deal with it and just try and be better the next time.
So you feel freer, it feels like, huh? You kind of feel free.
Yeah, there's a liberation that comes from caring less about the things that don't really matter in this life, I think. And I will say, if anything, and I know the two of you, the best on this show, so I won't speak for the other boys, but I'm sure they're very similar. There's a lot of joy in being unapologetically yourself. And I think in life we respect people the most often who are that way, who don't try and change or be different or grow meek in situations that require courage, that go quiet in situations that require communication. And that's what I appreciated in both your friendships, is that you guys have always been yourselves. And Pat, I haven't known you as long as I've known AJ. I sat next to AJ for 9 years, and I had so much love for him and appreciation for the friend that he is. But I always admired and was inspired by the fact that AJ was always himself. And he believed that who he was exactly who he was supposed to be. And he didn't have to be different or put on a face for anybody. He was unabashedly himself. And I think there's a lot to be, gained from doing it that way. And what I love about you and the boys is that's who you are. You guys show up every single day, not with an agenda, but with an open mind and great conversations around important topics. And then you just be yourselves.
There's me holding for you. Okay, I'm one of the greatest holders in the history of the NFL. You can go and look at stats and percentages of made kits. I also enjoy seeing other people shine. You'll pull it back just like you're golfing or just like a shooting game with your thumb. The wind in the top right corner is something you will have to pay attention to. And as you get rolling, the more kicks you make in a row, the more money and the higher the score gets generated. There's obviously things you'd like to hit. There's a lack of a fan, lower left. There's a golden ball there, top left, in which you can put in if you're going to miss and make. The game has so many different pieces to it. We're incredibly proud, and then that's a miss, obviously. That's a terrible kick.
Not a good ball.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on.
Lights are on.
Made it. No, I actually told him.
60?
Listen, Ty could go put a 20,000 pieces if he wanted to right now. Ty and none of the boys at the office are up for any of the prizes, especially the week 1 prize. So there's a reason they've been playing for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
There will be up and coming contests with this though next year or next week or maybe the week after that you'll have to beat or try to beat the highest score of the office, and there'll be a lot of money on the line. This is from 80 yards.
Nice
Boom, and he hits the no-win game.
Five Hour Energy gives you the alert, energized feeling you need to get in the zone and stay in the zone for the last week. Auto 5 Hour Energy Zone.
Stay in the zone.
Go to 5 Hour Energy's website to find over 15 flavors to choose from. With flavors like watermelon, tropical burst, blue raspberry, peach mango, and AJ's favorite, which is
cherry.
Nice. There's a flavor for everyone, even AJ Hawk. You can use promo code McAfee to receive 10% off your order at 5hourenergy.com.
Thank you, 5 Hour Energy.
Thank you, 5 Hour.
Thank you. Is that your little keto snack?
Why you say
what?
Why you gotta diminish everything?
Such a prick.
What is it?
Yeah, it is my awesome keto snack. A little bit dry though, so I try to sneak one in there. And it's been a little bit of a
They're
struggle.
good. I've told you. I like those. I've had them a few times.
I got peanut butter inside the roof of my mouth and inside of my mouth right now. So let's go to the 5 Hour Energy phone line.
Okay. I'm telling you, this new one that I found, you are going to love. I really think it might rival those.
Are you doing keto?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Really? It's so easy. That's why it's just, why not?
You better hope he loves it because you have been gassing
Oh, yeah.
up this crunch bar thing quite a bit.
At this point, I think I've kind of buried myself into it.
Yeah.
So no matter
Listen,
what,
we all
probably
know
screwed.
Connor has
but-
impeccable taste, and he never messes up situations like this. He's
Boston
on the
market.
ball every single time.
See, but when it comes to
agree.
diet food, you know that's a little different because you gotta have to drop the expectation low because it's not the real thing.
Yeah, but this is the only diet food that I've ever liked in my entire life.
I know.
And now you're like, hey, I got some shit that'll just this is shit compared to this.
because I know how the keto chocolate type sweet
Little
can
dry,
taste.
you're saying,
Yes.
little dry. This
What was
one's
Connor's
really
one diet where he was only going to eat 2 things for the rest of the entire
Meatballs and ham and cheese and lettuce wraps. Yep. That lasted for a few months, but
that was out of necessity. He had 1 bag of meatballs. He had some other shit at the house. So he was like, oh, this is my diet I just made up. Or, oh, I don't go to the grocery store ever. That's kind of what he was doing, getting paid a grotesque amount of money, living like a bum on the street he was living above a Whole Foods, actually, at the time in which he lived there. And you just choose to eat absolutely nothing. I trust you, though. If you can bring something else into my life that helps out this keto thing, I'll be with it.
it's just a good mix up too. Because with the peanut butter and the chocolate, you've already said they're a little dry. This is a much different.
What have
type
I already
of-
said? You said I was going to say I was getting sick of them. I'm
Yeah.
not.
No,
they
no.
gave me an entire locker. Did you see what Quest sent to the office?
That's awesome. I saw that.
Yeah, 1,000 of them. I'm going through them, too. I mean, them being here is not good. I mean, I've eaten 6 of them already today. And I think you get one net gram carbs, so I got 6 carbs in me so far.
Yeah. And these are also
bad.
just
It's
one
awesome.
carb.
Then I'll just go house some wings and meat, and I'll go to bed, and while I'm laying on a pillow, I'll be like, yeah, I'm super healthy.
What's keto? Just meat and veggies?
No carb.
No. Yeah.
You're supposed to stay in ketosis, which is under 30 or 50 carbs. I think.
Can you have fruit?
It says 20 to 50.
Yeah, I'll eat fruit. I'm loosening this one up. I'm loosening my keto up a little bit.
You
Normally,
gotta make it at least like something that can be your lifestyle. It can't be a diet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Or maintainable.
And no free ads, but they sent me a locker full of them. And we give these motherfuckers way too much love without any relationship with them business-wise, because I do know that we've moved them because everybody tweets me that they bought them. But I just, sometimes you just need to say thanks.
Thank you.
I have a sweet tooth, so the keto diet is the best diet for my body. I cut out carbs, I fucking lose weight quick. It's boom. If I could do it forever, I would. So this fucking thing right here became my sweet tooth combator. And once I found this, it was like, all right, game changer, I'm all the way in. And they sent me 10,000 of them. Now, if they're lying about their stuff, which it doesn't make any sense how it tastes so good and it only has 1 net
They can't
carb.
lie. They can't lie on that.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, they
It's
can.
science, FDA, all that. They can't lie.
No, do they? Is this
FDA
considered a supplement or no?
Mayor Giuliani once had a heart issue because of some fat-free yogurt that wasn't actually fat-free yogurt.
I seen Mayor Giuliani. He pissed right next to me one time at a Yankee game.
That's right. A lot of people have
Pissed
heart
down the
problems.
side of his leg. Pulled the pant leg up. Pissed down the side of it. It was awesome. It was one of
the
the most
pants or the shorts?
It was loose.
Pants, yeah.
Pants.
Yeah.
He had loosened up pants. He pulled a pant leg all the way up.
His penis,
it up.
His penis was that big.
Yeah, he didn't have to pull it up that far. It was tucked into his
Lifted it
sock.
all the way up to the middle of his shin. And he. That was such a scene, wasn't it?
It was.
There's 7 to 8 urinals. And they're all packed. We're waiting in line. He's right behind us. Quick glimpse. Oh, shit. He's right behind us. We're in the suite area. I go in there to pee. I guess his security had stopped everybody else from going in or going out because it ended up just me peeing all by myself, nobody else in the bathroom. That was just packed before the piss started. And then Giuliani comes fucking waddling up 2 urinals down. I mean, there was definitely more available.
Oh, yeah.
He comes up 2 down, does the up the thing. And then I go, holy shit. And he goes, all right. And turns. They give him some hand sanitizer. He walks out. Everybody else is allowed to piss.
Which is perfect because I think typically what he does when no one else is in there and he does like the kindergartner, he pulls him down so his butt cheeks are exposed.
All the way to his ankles.
Yeah, it just pisses right into
And
the
puts his hands on his hips and just pees with
That's
little cakes
sweet.
out.
Yep.
The freeing feeling, though,
Oh, yeah, it's great.
The best.
at the house.
That is the best when someone's dead serious and they're doing that.
Yeah, you got to do it at the bar sometimes.
You should not.
Keep
In
people,
2022, do not be
keep
doing
people
it.
on their toes.
Sometimes.
I don't think you should do that.
You can do it, Colin.
Sometimes you kind of have to.
Those chicks are going to be recognized now, because what Owen told you and
No.
Lou Holtz. How about fucking James Franklin watching that probably going,
Yeah, that's wild.
how about it? A lot of people seen it. I think it's up over 1 million on Twitter.
Really?
Just Twitter, let alone everywhere else. That's fucking, it was a really impressive
That
thing.
dork Franklin was probably offended.
Thought Franklin's a funny guy. He's on Saturday Night
funny
Live
guy.
sometimes.
No, that's Peel.
Oh. Michael.
No, Michael Key.
Keegan Michael Key.
Keegan Michael Key. He's James.
Isn't the movie good?
Nope.
That's Jordan
Was it?
Peele.
That's different.
That's not.
Different
That's
guy.
not. That's not James Franklin Key. That is Jordan
Yes.
Peele.
who's Oscar winner.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jordan Obama.
Did you watch Nope?
I did. I was.
We don't want to give away too much because he doesn't want to give away too much.
It's one of those movies you got to watch it, then you got to read articles on what it meant, and I'm not that type of guy. You saw how pissed off I was with the Batman shit. Wasn't my type
That was
of movie.
ridiculous.
What happened
Wasn't
with
my type
Batman?
of movie.
Oh yeah, that was.
I don't remember
that was
It
ridiculous.
stunk. But everyone that was like, hey, if you grew up in the comics and you know this was the best depiction of Batman and Bruce Wayne, and he's at this point, fuck that. I just want to see a good movie. For
Just make a fucking
3
good
hours,
movie.
especially if I'm in there for
Me
3
too.
hours. So I felt like that with Nope. I was confused as shit, and some people sent me some stuff on Twitter.
Right.
I did read an article, and after reading, I was like, okay, it's a little better, but I never. See it
So
again.
I thought Nope also terrible.
You saw it.
I did see it.
But
I'm not a horror film watcher. I went there to watch superhero pets. But it was actually Paws of Fury when we actually got to the building. We thought we were buying the ticket for the superhero pets, the wife and I. We get there, it's Paws of Fury. So Paws of Fury does involve animals, but not the superhero pets one. So we leave said movie because I love Ricky Gervais. That movie seemed to be going nowhere quick.
Sure.
So we get out and we want to go see another movie. What movie's within the next hour? Nope was 40 minutes away. So we're like, all right, we'll watch Nope. And we got in there, we got tickets because the shit was sold out, but we were there early. So we sat there, we wait 40 fucking minutes for this thing to start. Then this thing starts. Then I realized it's a horror film. I had no idea it was a fucking horror film. I thought it was going to be a comedy. And I'm watching it and I don't think I understand the genre. I don't think I understand the genre.
Yeah, I mean, it was confusing. And it's crazy because I thought the movie stunk, but I felt like the actors were good. I felt like Keke Palmer killed it, Daniel killed it, but the movie, the plot, like it just, man, it was.
I feel like I get scared easily. There wasn't a moment where I was scared.
Not one.
Not one.
Is it not a scary movie then?
It's a horror film, right? Is that supposed to be
It's like
scary?
Thriller.
Yeah. Well, and you didn't see the last 30 minutes.
True. I did leave early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the end?
I did. Because I had to.
Did it change?
I should have left when you left.
By that time, I'm about to say, I was already 3 hours at the movie theater. I'm
That's
like, I'm
good
not
to know.
fucking doing this. This thing is terrible. You're saying.
Once I go in, I'm going to finish it. If I go and start it, I'm going to finish it. I was hoping that, I stuck it through.
But we're still fans of Jordan Peele's brain. Hey,
Yeah,
obviously.
of course.
Yep.
Yeah. And the Batman was still good.
And I assume I was too dumb to understand it, AJ. That's what I assume.
Is it one of those movies where people like to grandstand and virtue signal by saying, "Oh, you wouldn't get it. You're not smart enough."
Yes.
Felt like that. Yeah. Felt like a lot of that.
Cool. Leave me out of it. I don't need to try to prove anything to anybody. I want to see a good movie.
Same.
Batman was not one of those, I guess.
Batman.
Which Batman though? There's like 50.
You like Batman?
The new
Yeah, I
one.
knew, and I'm not like a Batman mark, but it was a good movie.
Joaquin
And it
Phoenix.
was different. It
Nah,
wasn't
Bob
the same.
Pattinson, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I heard he was
whatever
great.
her name is, the lady who played Catwoman.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, Bill was the
Lenny's
bad guy.
daughter.
Let's go to the phones.
She's awesome.
Any other movies we want to watch? Top Gun's out.
I was gonna say, have you
Top
seen
Gun.
Top Gun?
Oh, man, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, I figured that'd be right up your alley.
Yeah, that was incredible. If the first one wasn't so good, I would say better than the first one, but the OG one, I would still say it's
I
better.
never saw the first one, so I'm just
Oh,
going to say it's
man.
best of all time.
You ever seen Project Power on Netflix?
Project X.
Pretty good.
Me?
Yeah.
Which one's that?
Jamie
Project
Foxx.
Power. Yeah, with Jamie Foxx.
Where he's the guy with all the.
with the superheroes and he takes a pill.
I have seen that, yeah.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Just watched it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Last night.
Yeah.
Wow,
no,
how
not
did that-
last night. Over the weekend.
That's what I was wondering too, because that's been out on Netflix.
A
Like
long
2
time. I
years.
watched it like a year ago.
Yeah, over the weekend, I just watched Perfect Storm, and I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of in the movie, in the mood to watch a movie.
It's almost done with movie series season because football's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get this shit in this weekend. What do we need to watch? What needs to be
Remember
watched?
the Titans and Friday Night Lights I watch every year before starting.
Oh, so it's like Grinch and the Santa Claus.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Varsity Blues, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, Varsity Blues.
The Replacements,
Longest yard.
Longest Yard,
Yeah.
Point Break.
So there's no series that have been come out within the last fucking 15 years that we need to watch this weekend.
No, you're good. Remember
What about
the
that
only-
show where the one kid throws the ball so athletic?
I was just gonna say the only shows out now with football stuff is like the worst type of football, like
Terrible.
All American.
Yeah.
And like there's a one of this kid running a slant that is just the biggest joke.
What do you
I've
mean?
ever seen.
What are you talking about? That guy that does the gift throw?
Yes, exactly. The Drew Brees throw. Tony coined it that.
I didn't say. I've never once said that in my life.
That was fucking rude to Drew Brees.
You would have remembered that if I said that.
I don't remember you saying it. You
I
probably
could
said
have
it
said
off
it. I
air,
don't
though.
remember it though.
Yeah, you probably said it off air. Let's go to the phones.
Could have said. I have no idea.
Let's go to the 5 Energy phone line. Let's go to TJ in Morgantown. TJ, how's the vibes, pal? Backyard brawl tonight. Let's start the season undefeated. Let's trust to climb. Let's climb higher than we've ever climbed.
Absolutely, Pat and the boys. How you doing? Keep it moving. I'm actually here with the West Virginia cheer team. We're actually on our way to Pittsburgh right now for the backyard brawl, ready to hand the boys an ass whooping that's been 10 years in the making.
Hell yeah, TJ. Bring the squad. Bring the spirit. Bring the joy of that cheer team, pal.
Absolutely, Pat. Are you going to be here tonight at the game or no?
All right,
Yeah, he will,
TJ.
probably.
Good luck out there, TJ. Let's go to the phones.
What cheers you guys got? You guys do any cool like country roads cheers? So you got country roads jerseys now.
I will say the West Virginia band and cheer team.
Yeah.
Top of the line.
Yeah,
Of course. I mean, are they Tibble? You know.
I actually was watching the best damn band in the land.
Yeah.
Tabiddle.
Yeah. Tabiddle. Excuse me.
I was watching Tabiddle a couple times, and then I saw what Alabama and Georgia's bands were doing, and AJ's first response was Tabiddle would ruin all these, which I found to be great. The Pride of West Virginia would fucking. They would go toe for toe with anybody.
Their own. Yeah.
Yeah, they would. They got a drum line that's really good.
Really.
Very good.
Like Atlanta A&T.
Cheerleaders go.
And they have the
They fly.
Are the guys jacked though? Like if the guys are jacked and look like they're all juiced, then you know it's a good squad.
I don't know if TJ's on Tremblow sandwiches or not, but I do know they fly. They're a good squad. They're a good team. They used to have a guy running that squad. He was a little bigger man, and when YMCA would come on, they would zoom in on him, and he fucking.
Let's go.
I love that man.
You ever drink with the Mountaineer while he was still in costume?
Me?
Or is that a costume? He's just all like that. He's like that all the time.
So the best Mountaineer of all time, I don't need to say his name. Brady, I think was his name.
Okay.
Appleseed.
Great beard.
Brady Appleseed.
Great hair. He had a good time. And I think he got his Mountaineership revoked because of how good of a time he had.
Feels like that should be.
You got to go out like that.
Carry that musket around.
He was awesome. I forget his last. Brady something. Great beard. We're talking about a great beard.
Perfect.
But he used to tear it down with us.
That's awesome.
Then they got some, bullshit Mountaineer.
Yeah, I hate
And
that.
since then, I think.
Is he allowed to fire that musket with blanks?
That's
still?
from 1937 right here. I think it actually is.
Really?
Is that a real Panther?
Yeah, I think
Looks
it is.
more current.
That's from 1937, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, what's that Mountaineer do with no beard?
You know your West Virginia history.
Come on,
Is
it's
this
a
Brady?
backyard brawl,
Is this
dude.
Brady?
That is not Brady. I believe this man probably died shortly after this because he probably had too good of a time. Anytime you got to wear, a what is it? Moon hat? What is it? What's the guy's name?
Davy Crockett?
Davy Crockett hat. Is that what is that hat's called?
Yeah, I think so.
It might be Davy Crockett. It
You
could,
think it's Daniel Boone?
could
Is
be
that who-
Daniel Boone.
Yeah,
no.
that one, I think. I don't know, whatever the hat is. 400 degrees. They wear these all leather costumes, 7,000 degrees. You're talking about just losing 20 to 30 pounds a game. And then they got to travel with the gun and check it through every airport they go to. Always a scene. I mean, it's a blast, I guess. You get to do push-ups and fire the gun. And
He still gets to fire it though.
yeah, it's blanks, though.
I know. Yeah. So was Alec
Gillette.
Baldwin. That's what I'm saying. I thought it might change.
AJ.
Whoa. I didn't think you could fire blanks in public places anymore
How
like that.
dare you?
Shout out the
Still can't.
Panther mascot for literally skinning a panther though and just putting it on his head.
1937, a little different then.
That was their prerequisite. You got to kill your own Panther.
That's sweet.
I
Kind
don't
of like in
know.
300.
Kill the wolf, become a man.
Ow! 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 That was a great movie.
Does that movie hold up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely.
Leonidas, dude.
Yeah.
It was like the first big green screen thing, right?
No, that was.
I
Where
think
they had like a
actually
billion
fought.
extra characters.
That was
through
real.
green screen.
was
Oh, I thought it was all real.
I thought it was real too.
Same.
No, out of the 300, they had like 18.
The
The
guy
whole movie
from
was green screen.
the guy from P.S. I Love You was
Yep.
just fucking
Yeah.
Jerry Butler.
absolutely
The brain from Law Abiding Citizen.
No, they did catch heat because they actually did
Yes, I love you.
a couple of those elephants. They pushed them off that cliff, and
Yeah.
people were like, "Jesus Christ, you can't be doing this."
had to
kind
get
of stuff.
shot.
Because they were in danger.
It was a good shot, though.
The
Didn't
elephant
Thomas
survived.
Edison electrocute an elephant?
All right.
Did
To
he?
try to prove his current electricity. It was him or somebody back in the day.
Oh,
I think we
Surreal.
like elephants, by the way. Fucking big brains.
Oh, yeah. Love elephants.
I think we like it. I think
big diamonds.
I'm a big elephants guy. Never creeps into anybody's favorite animal conversation.
One in Thailand just ripped a guy
Some
apart
kids.
because the guy made him carry wood too far, and the elephant said "fuck you" and just ripped him apart.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think there's
Probably deserved it.
pretty good
exactly.
attitudes.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I got elephants ornaments at my house. 2 wooden elephants. I see them every day before I leave the house.
What do you say to him?
Bye, elephants.
2 elephants.
When I come back,
Pretty good.
That's the sound.
say hello.
Elephants never get talked about as favorite animals.
They're
They
sweet.
should.
They're
Other
actually
than
top
like Alabama, Roll Tide.
Too big.
Roll Tide.
Three.
Yeah, they're big, but they're fucking smart.
Does anyone have any as a pet? You know how people have these tigers and stuff in Texas, and the Ohio guy that killed himself. Like, anyone have elephants in captivity like that?
I think that's the animal I would like to have.
Yeah.
I would like to have a couple elephants.
Wasn't Bhagavan riding an
I
elephant?
believe so.
Yeah, I was also going to say in India, don't they ride elephants?
Yeah, it's always like really uncomfortable, right? I mean, it's not
yeah.
a smooth ride on top of it.
Elephants hold
saddle.
grudges too.
Yeah, they're smart. They remember
There
things.
was one that he like went to the guy's funeral.
Oh yeah.
Will Smith was riding elephants. Prince
Excuse me?
Ali is he?
Hey, Will Smith is back, by the way.
Alibaba.
Alibaba.
Will Smith is back.
Yeah.
He was trending the other day. I was
Saw
looking
that.
through it.
His apology, or
People are on his side, I think.
oh, they're back on his side.
People
Is he
are
getting
done
hired?
with it.
I don't know.
No, he's still banned, and they still canceled those movies.
You're banned.
You're banned.
What a moment in this show's history. Who'd you ban?
Everyone.
It was me. I
Him.
bet on the
'Cause he was
Pittsburgh
he was rooting
Penguins.
for the Steelers. That was a terrible time. That's twice this week I was reminded that.
Yeah.
That you hate Foxy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to the fence.
11-0.
What's your favorite animal, D-Butt?
Good question.
Ooh, I'll go to wolf.
Wolf.
Yeah,
Strong
I
answer.
like wolves.
No, I don't think I've heard a lot of wolf answers as well.
wolves.
You have a wolf T-shirt?
I don't yet.
So you don't like
I'll
wolves?
get one.
He has a wolf T-shirt.
2.
Strength of the pack is in the wolf. Strength of the wolves in the pack.
Oh, you like that they're a squad.
Yeah, they wrote. Yeah, I like
And they're
how they wrote.
ferocious.
Absolutely.
Big old dog. Ready to handle business. Wolf.
They were in 300 too, right?
The wolves?
Yeah,
Yeah,
kinda
they
like,
kill 'em.
you have to kill them. Yeah.
Yep.
Did you guys
Yeah,
know
fuck
Bill
right.
was in 300?
Really? McComas?
Yeah, he was a stunt double for the one Spartan that became a traitor, went over to Xerxes' side, showed him where the goat path was.
With the big lump on its back.
Bill.
That was the
Bill.
Hunt
Get a
Notre
photo of
Dame.
that. That's not true.
Bill catches more strays than anybody.
No, they're not strays. These are direct shots. Did you hear what he just said?
You're right. You're right.
Bill,
Don't
Bill, I'm
deserve
so
that, Bill.
sorry, Bill. Jeez. We were talking earlier about Gumpy's immigration and having a real thing. And then Tone goes, yeah, now Bill stands in Gumpy's spot. And I got to deal with it. Like, Bill. He's 30 seconds.
He's locked in. He's
It'll
trying to
be
get those NFTs because I think they just dropped.
No, they didn't drop.
No, he got pushed back.
I think they pushed him back. So we talked to Dave Feldman yesterday. It was a great conversation, riveting conversation. Everybody learned a lot from it. All the answers that we needed, we got from him.
Everybody loved him too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Everyone.
What are
in
you
here-
saying, Darius?
What
Right.
are you saying, Derek?
What are you saying,
That's
Derek?
what I was hearing from my timeline. Everybody loved him.
People fucking hated that guy.
Oh, Bill! There's Bill. Bill. Dave Feldman doesn't need to know. Listen, the
Oh, my
opinions
God.
of the sheep
Oh, no.
do not
Fucking
concern
traitor.
that of the lion that is Dave Feldman.
That's right.
Now, I will say, Bill, Nick said this was you. Can you please say and clear up if this was you or not in... You were not in 300, right?
No, yeah, that was actually my debut, my acting debut.
All right, Bill.
My IMDb. This
Bill-
is my only role.
Bill, I want to let you know, what everybody says and does to you around
Humpback
here
300
is a bunch of bullshit, Bill.
It is.
Okay, Bill, you code YouTube back there. You're teammates with AJ. You do so much work that we appreciate the fuck around here. You know that, Bill? I don't know what everybody's deal is.
Thank you.
Bill.
I appreciate that.
Now, with that terminal list of yours, if I'm on it after what I just said, that is bullshit.
It's actually just Nick Moraldo 15 times.
Okay, hell yeah. Tone took some shots at you
All
earlier
right.
as well.
Yeah, but he knows what that's all in good fun. We party all the time.
And what Diggs didn't mention is that Bill doesn't smell like cat piss anymore, and everyone appreciates that very much.
Well, Bill, it's great to hear that you got your house in order.
Is that real?
He had a house problem. I don't think it was just cat piss. He bought a house. It was a fugazi. Everything was wrong with it. It still had, I think it had anthrax in the door, actually.
Bought a shack.
It was unbelievable. He's flipped it around. I saw Todd up on a ladder. I think everything's getting fixed.
Yeah, just built that thing over his fireplace.
Yeah, it
That's
looks
awesome.
fucking good.
Sweet.
Bill's about to flip a house and make a couple $100,000. Everybody's
Bill.
going to be laughing at him. He lived in a pigsty. He flipped it around. Now he's going to become wealthy. We're proud of you, Bill. Speaking of wealthy, what happened to these fucking NFL all-day things? I thought we were getting in the game today.
There's way too many people trying to access the site today, so they had to delay it till 3 o'clock. And there's still too many people. Now it's delayed until 4.
Wow.
This is how you drum
Too much
up
traction.
interest,
Yeah. I wonder what happened between all the other times and this time.
Okay. Tech people, come on, blockchain couldn't figure this shit out.
Well, the blockchain's on the back end when you decide to sign up and pay for it. But the tech, they could never expect. They had 300,000 people visit the website.
That's a lot.
So you're telling me 300,000 people are fucking clamoring to spend $85 to get a video of Kyle Pitts catching a 6-yard slant last year
It's not
in a
about
Week
that.
14 game?
It's not, you're getting more than just that. You get numerous plays. Do you not remember we opened a pack here?
We did, but the Kyle Pitts one was rare.
Yeah, we looked after the value on that one. It's $230, I think.
Who's buying it? Who might?
I don't think.
someone buy that
I
right
looked.
now?
No one's really bought them recently, but that value's being floated out.
So we could just start making up all values then.
Yep.
This thing's worth $45,000 because it is worth what somebody's willing to pay for it.
Yep.
And at some point, maybe somebody will pay that amount. We have one more pack left. Can we open that?
Yeah.
I bought a whole mess of NFTs last night. I actually just went on YouTube and ripped the highlights off, and they're just in my phone right now. I paid nothing for them.
No, you don't own them.
You don't know?
Yeah,
You don't know what it's like to own them.
I'll look it up in that
99% of possession is possession. Got it.
Damn.
Well said, Tony.
That's sound.
This motherfucker ain't never lied. You know what I mean?
Go fucking point.
He ain't. What you say? He's going to look them up in the blockchain? No, you can't look anybody up in the blockchain. It's the email that you sign up with.
It looks like we cannot look up the new pack because the website is indeed crashed.
Come on!
How do you not fucking prepare for this?
We're trying to do this all day.
I mean, what are we doing?
Dave.
Come on, Dave.
Dave, you're
Tell
the
me.
GM. Start coding. Get you a bill.
Fucking guy.
I will say the FanDuel face-off, field goal face-off thing did get done yesterday at one particular point because of so much activity, but right back up like 10 minutes later.
Yeah, it held strong.
Not hours and hours and hours.
No.
Well, we're getting some numbers back on how many people played the field goal face-off yesterday. A lot.
Here we go.
Not enough, really though. Cool with people.
I stink at the face-off.
I'm not good at it either.
Same, I suck.
So you suck?
I'm bad.
Are you good at
I'm
video
gonna
games?
be really good. I'm not good at phone video games. Me too. But,
AJ, are you good at video games to begin with? I mean, you just said I'm going to be really good, just like you said you were going to win the American Central Championship. You got closer this year than you ever have in the past. But are you going to stink at this game forever, AJ?
No, if I spend some time with it, I mean, it's the first phone game that I have played. I've never been a phone game guy, but it's fun, man. I can see it's kind of difficult, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, every kick is something new. And I think that is why it'll continue to be good. $10,000 to the highest score that is played in the first week in a money game. 60 cents is what the cheapest money game costs. You could win $1.05 back. That's good on your money. Compete against people. And as you can see here, you might just run into an AJ Hawk sighting whenever you're playing a little field goal face-off. Who you don't want to run into is Ty, Nick, Connor, any of the guys that have been practicing, Zito even, who have been practicing on this. They were raking in cash yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of money. Last night, I said I was up from like 2 a.m. to like 4 a.m., and this poor son of a bitch, I beat him no bullshit, probably like 25 to 30 times in a row. We started in like the $5 games. I beat him about 10 in a row in those. He dropped down to the cheaper ones, probably thought he was going to be okay, but that late, it was just me and him in there. So unfortunately, I had to drop down to that one.
Unfortunately, I had to go beat him down there.
Beat his ass in there too.
I bought a Sony 85-inch TV with all my winnings from last night.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were doing a lot of fresh meat. He put out a tweet yesterday. He was saying this in the office, like redundancy.
Fresh meat.
I would walk out of my office, stand at the kitchen. I'd hear the tail end of whatever he was saying, and then I go over to like the court or something, and I hear in the back, fresh meat. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, I'm talking about the game or fresh meat in here. And then he said, then he showed me a tweet. He was about to tweet fresh meat with 3 kissy faces. He said, you think anybody will know what this means? It was like, I've been in here. I don't know what it means. And he let that thing fly though, huh? Zito, you had a great night last night in there.
Oh, yeah.
Had a baby. Congrats.
Thank you, guys.
It's a great game.
Can I get it on my iPad?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it'll be easier on my iPad.
Yeah, with your fingers.
Yeah.
You might be able to.
It might still be fresh meat.
They did just add $20 games.
Oh, shit.
Get in there, AJ.
Hey, there's some people posting scores, though, screenshotting and tweeting, like 14, 15, 16,000. There's people in there that are getting good at that game.
Yeah,
they'll get you.
Yeah,
there's some guys.
Yeah, Nick went on like a 3-game losing streak to a couple fresh meat.
I was getting cleaned up there for it, but I came back.
All right, baby.
Gotta ride the wave.
Let's go to the phones. How'd you do, Connor? You won?
I won some, lost some. I mean, I got that high score before, and I just know I'm never going to touch it again. So it has kind of deterred me a little
You got
bit.
the high score before it went live, though.
I know. But that's what I mean. Like, I know I'll never have that round again. It was magical.
I thought Darius was playing right now. I was about to get excited.
How many? What was your score?
Check my flight.
25,000.
What time is your flight?
I'm checking them right now. I double check.
You don't know what time.
What if it's... Is it 4?
How high is this guy?
Darius has been high for 3 days.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah.
Darius has not come down.
We'll
since
just untie the cinder block and you can fly to wherever you can.
Step in.
Yeah.
That's why he lost all those whites at YMCA last night.
Yeah, well, how did that happen?
Let's go to the phones. That's a shame. You'll get
Lost
humbled up here real quick, though. Won't it?
State of basketball, baby.
It's definitely not. But I'll go in there when the real players are in there.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Eli in Michigan. Eli, what's going on, pal?
Not much. How you doing? Keep it moving. You know how it goes. Quick question is these NFT things that are going on. When are we going to get the greatest play of all time, which is the own onside kick recovery, the one and only onside kick recovery for about $1 billion that it's going to sell because, you know, it's a one-in-a-lifetime play.
Thank you, Eli. I appreciate that. I was thinking about that yesterday. Like, AJ has that play that was a penalty where he's jumping over Darren Sproles. Like, that would be a sick one. D-Bud has numerous pick sixes where I think swag into the end zone with a great shot of it. That'd be great. I was thinking of that yesterday. I did not sign up for the NFLPA, though, my last couple years in the NFL. So if I was to make a deal with them, they would have to make a deal directly with fucking me. Much better, yeah. That's why I asked the question yesterday. How much are the players getting? How much are the players getting from these NFC? We negotiated a deal with NFLPA, blah, 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 blah. How much are the players getting negotiated with the NFLPA?
0.003%.
Maybe. We shall see. But if I was to get on there, I think it'd be sick. I think it'd be sweet. But that would have to be business that we would have to figure out before it even happens. But is that the same thing you were thinking, AJ, whenever he was talking about it? Like, you know, AJ, maybe AJ owns him jumping over Darren Sproles.
That'd be awesome.
And then maybe it goes all the way to you chasing the ref down the sideline after the game. It could all be sweet, AJ.
Yeah, I guess it could be. I was thinking like Dane Orlovsky, the step out of bounds play that he plays on ESPN all the time. Doesn't he want to own that?
He wouldn't want anybody else to, I don't think. Because they literally buy it and then hold that phone over his head.
Yeah.
He could sue people if they were to run it then, if he owned it. Hey, it's my clip.
Yeah, how's that work?
Debo, you know anything about this game? You're a big crypto guy, obviously. Zoom out, hold on, diamond hands, long term, it's worth it. Okay, now with the NFTs. Let's do this NFTs. Some NFTs have worked, some NFTs have not. This one with the NFL, let's assume it's going to survive because the NFL is involved with it. Yeah. Did you think yesterday anything, like any plays that you would want, or if this was something you would even be interested in?
I didn't take much away from yesterday, honestly. As far as the highlights and owning the highlights, I still don't get that part of it. I do think there is some use for NFTs going for like things like, you know, tickets to game, birth certificates, driver's license, you know, vaccination records, shit like that can be recorded on the blockchain. I think it is use case for it going forward, but the highlight stuff, I still just
I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, NFTs have technically been existing since emails sent tickets to things and flight tickets and scan this, scan that. I understand how digital shit is good. I understand that. The whole, because doesn't the NFL own the rights, right, of that broadcast right there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then how?
Yes.
That's what I don't understand.
Exactly.
Like you don't technically own the play. Like just because you buy it doesn't mean like the NFL is like signing over like the ownership of that.
Can you just run it on all your socials?
I mean, I assume so.
Can you?
It says you.
But who knows?
Isn't that what Feldman said yesterday? You can connect your account to the social, and then it is yours, and then that's the only way that people know that you own it.
So we tried to do this whenever NFL All Day first came out. We looked up through their bylines, and it says you can't use it like as footage rights because we wanted to use it right before the Super Bowl.
Because they're just going to buy.
We were just going to buy whatever plays you wanted to buy.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we were going to drop a quick $100,000 just to get plays for the Super Bowl week.
Would work.
So we'd have footage rights, and just we go GIF to GIF to GIF to GIF.
Yeah,
can't do it. We tried. I still don't understand what it is, though. I don't know what it's valuable. It's only valuable if people say it's valuable. So let's assume it'll be valuable because it's the NFL.
And the NFL is valuable.
But the NFL owns everything. The NFL.
Yeah.
Produces.
What about the Pokemons? Are all those things still big?
Oh, yeah.
The Pokemons? Yeah.
You know, Logan Paul, didn't he buy that like $4 million deal?
He wore it to WrestleMania or SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he spent a whole $1 million on a bunch of unopened packs.
I'll sell you my Charizard for $40,000.
Yeah.
To who?
To anyone.
Do you have a Charizard?
Yeah. PSA 7 though.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, that's what Logan Paul had. That was like $3.5 million.
There was a gang of marks playing Pokemon Go at the park at Puccello.
The hell?
What?
Weird.
What do you
Still
mean?
playing Pokemon Go?
Still a thing?
They were
hanging out.
finding little dogs and cats out there that you got to catch.
They're at Quills now, right?
Yeah.
When I saw our entire offensive
Weren't they
line,
killing people doing that?
Yeah, people are walking off of garages.
Yeah. Almost caught Mewtwo though.
What's that?
Almost caught Mewtwo.
Off the top of that parking garage?
And off like the Grand Canyon. The other guy who exploded into a million pieces when he landed.
But did he get him?
No.
Didn't even catch him?
Didn't even catch him.
That stinks.
Turned out to be a Diglett.
Yep. Not good. Because Diglett sucks.
Yeah, pretty common.
Yeah.
Where's
Find those just about anywhere.
People are walking into windows.
Yeah.
People that have been in public for the first time. This is people going in public for the first time with this Pokemon Go, and they had no idea how to act or what to look at. Just walking into cars, walking into traffic, walking into walls, walking off parking garages, walking into the Grand Canyon. So it got people active, which I think is good for the first time.
Yeah.
But it was certainly a backfire. When I saw our entire offensive line playing and almost late for a team meeting, I knew we were fucked.
Yeah, you knew you were going 2-14 in that moment, right?
Well, me and Vinatieri were watching these guys.
Does it tell you like hot or cold when they walk? Like, how's that work?
Your Pokeballs shake.
What's up, D-Butt? You're confused?
I'm confused as shit. I'm trying to figure it out right
Pokeballs,
now.
are they
So you know what this
inserted
game
somewhere?
is? It was an app called Pokemon Go.
So you like see it,
Kegels?
so I would see one like there. through
And then
my
you would have to
phone.
like either hit it on your phone or throw something at it.
And what do you
People
get?
were walking off of fucking ledges.
Oh, yeah.
Dying.
Adults.
All right.
Yes.
Well deserved. If that happens, it's deserved.
Well,
Same
that's what a
adults.
lot of people said. Like, well, what? Probably the right people leaving our world if this is what happens.
Same adults that fall off shit when they're taking selfies and die. So, whatever.
I don't think they're the same, but similar situations.
Both in the umbrella of marks.
Definitely.
Selfie marks, Pokemon marks. But Pokemon's beloved by a lot of people. I think Pokemon Go really did get people active for the first time in their lives.
Yeah.
I think there were people on the move. But it took over there for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's huge.
There's that video of that guy wearing like a fucking harness and he had like 40 phones and was walking around just constant. I mean, that's when you know. Like,
He was
They
good.
like
You
worth
win money?
Yeah.
no, you just add them to your Pokédex. You gotta catch them all.
Sweet.
Bingo.
Sweet, yeah. Hey,
Do you own them then?
We had an offensive lineman that was close to catching them all, I felt like.
I can't believe that. Like, that is crazy.
I was in,
What year was this?
I don't remember. It was up in it was obviously up in Anderson.
Okay.
It was after dinner, before special teams meeting. You know, that little area. Me and Vinny are sitting up there on the back of a golf cart waiting to head in. And we see 6 offensive linemen galloping through the little area there and celebrating. And they come up, what were you guys doing there? And they go, what were you guys doing? It looked like you guys were very excited. Long day today. You guys got a lot of energy, obviously. What happened there? He's like, oh, just caught whatever.
Caught a Gengar.
Whatever it is. And what's that? And you're like, oh, this is Pokemon Go. We're like, excuse me? What is it? The Pokemon Go. Oh, what a game. And then they walked in front of us, and me and Vinny go, we're fucked. Middle of training. You think anybody at the Patriots is fucking chasing the goddamn Charizard right now? I don't think so. I don't think so. I just didn't fully.
Yeah, there he is. Legend.
He caught them all.
Yeah.
Fucking dog.
There's people that like traveled the world because there was like location specific places where you could only catch, like in Japan or like San Francisco, you could only catch certain Pokemon.
Like Colts training camp. There's only a couple.
Yeah.
Your room, though. Your room
Snorlax.
was the place to visit in Anderson.
My room.
Yeah, we got a long fall this fall. It's gonna have some training camp stories.
Hey, it was good. I had a pretty good setup in there.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good spot right off the lobby.
Nice.
Oh, okay, that's perfect.
First floor.
Recliner, bed, TV, baked goods normally, some other stuff in there. And I just had nothing to do. So as people came back, it was like, oh, thank you. People were here. Hey, how we doing? It was full. Training camp for you guys. I don't know how you guys did it. Honestly, that thing fucking sucked. That's why everybody like retires, right? Don't want to do it. I do not miss
Honestly,
training camp.
if you went in the early ones, like as you got older, it got easier. You know, like as far as the physical part, it's really mental. But I was one of the players that kind of like training camp.
Getting away.
Yeah, you get away. You obviously every team, every locker room is different. So that's when you really get to kind of know the guys, know your coaches. So yeah, it wasn't bad. And then you get off day like every 4 or 5 days, like the last couple of years. So
Now they do, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I enjoyed it, but I never had to do anything, so I had a good time. Oh, I'm gonna go stop in this group's meeting. What's going on, fucking losers? Oh, you guys got another 3 hours of film? That sucks. I'm gonna go catch some Pokemon. See you. Let's go to the phones. Last phone call of the day. Shall we go to Tampa, Nebraska, Colorado, or California?
Nebraska.
I was gonna say we never go to Nebraska.
Plus, Penn State's playing tonight.
Nebraska.
So what's that have to do with Nebraska?
Zeke always says Nebraska when Penn State comes up.
Why do you do that, Zito?
Joe knew.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Chris in Nebraska on a 5 energy phone. Do you know what that means right there? What just happened?
No clue.
Okay, good. That means a lot of people probably don't. Chris in Nebraska, what do you want to talk about, pal?
You never know.
I think I know.
Pat and the boys. How you doing? Keep it moving. Stool Prez was on Patty the Baddy's podcast last week. And Portnoy thinks that because the U.S.'s best athletes, such as yourself, Pat, don't play soccer, they play other sports like football or basketball, we aren't a powerhouse globally. If we could force all the U.S.'s best athletes like LeBron and Tyreek to play for the U.S. team, one, who's the starting lineup, and two, with 5 years to practice, could the boys win the World Cup?
Chris, great question. This has been a debate for a long time, and it's always been chatted about how there are other options in the United States to play in other sports that have maybe much bigger benefits than committing to soccer your entire life. Where over in Europe and a lot of places, soccer is really the only outlet for a lot of different neighborhoods, communities, and cultures. So I do believe soccer has a little bit of a head start in some countries because it's just their culture to play. Everybody plays. Your dad plays, your brother plays, your neighbor plays. Just natural knowledge of the game is spread quicker, just like basketball is here, just like football is here. It is just treated vastly differently. Now, if we had all our best athletes play soccer, would we win the World Cup? Yes. Yeah. What are we even? Yes.
Come on. Win it without that.
We're about to win it.
Pathetic.
We're about to win it this year without OBJ out there, who would probably be a starting striker for any fucking country if he was to commit to soccer, no problem at all. Without LeBron playing fucking goalie. You got LeBron playing goalie. He's 6'8" and he's faster than fucking everybody. I mean, that is just two positions.
Greek freak at goal.
Yeah, I put Giannis
be on our team.
Well, he's not from
the
Greek states.
Jeez. Hey, boys, sorry, we're talking about a fucking international.
It's the World
sport.
Cup here, boys.
Okay, we're representing the United States.
Jokic, center back. He's not from America.
Apologize. Fuck out of here, Greek freak.
Yeah, we're fucking beating Greek freak.
Brian, OBJ. Right.
It'll never happen.
Martin Gramatica.
Of course.
Absolutely.
His brother.
Bill.
Jake Locker.
But yes, we would win, but we're going to win anyways with just our guys that have stayed committed to soccer in the world that we currently live in. We have a lot more people than a lot of these countries that are soccer powerhouses. Sure. There's no excuse that we don't have enough people anymore. And I think when I was growing up, I was in Project 20, I think, which was for the World Cup and for the Olympics or something. Like, I had a lot more schools looking at me for soccer. I did the ODP, played overseas, did the whole thing. But I didn't think it was ever an excuse like, oh, our best athletes are playing another sport. Because I thought the group that we had was big enough, the pool that we had big enough to pull from was a good enough squad that we should be able to compete. Because I played my entire life. I committed every fucking minute of my life to it, basically, growing up. So how much more could I really be committed to it? All these other guys that you're seeing having great success in soccer, let's assume their entire lives have been spent playing soccer, traveling for soccer, investing in soccer. So I don't think like that's necessarily an excuse. But as I've gotten older and I've looked back, it's like, obviously, if we had everybody that played every other sport professionally that's from America play one sport and only have one sole focus on a sport, we would beat the fuck out of everybody. That wouldn't even be a question.
Isn't it also, I've heard this, you can clarify if it's true or not, a lot of the best players don't always make it to the national team because of politics and bullshit.
Yeah,
like
there
that.
used to be a lot of politicking. I got lucky. Some people liked me, but some of my friends were much better than I was, and they never got a shot because they were not necessarily well liked by people. So just like everything, politics gets in the fucking way. But let's assume it's better now.
You would hope so.
Let's assume it's better now. Let's assume that is the case. But I feel like there's going to be assholes in every single genre of life, and we just got to accept that, I think, going forward.
It feels like internationally, too, like basketball's never been bigger. Like you see a lot more players now coming from Europe that are unbelievable as soon as they come over because they've been focusing on basketball.
No, but also they all have soccer feet.
Yeah, true.
So everybody has soccer feet. Like you look at a lot of the guys, even Americans, that go on to play professional sports, anything, and they say they grew up playing soccer, like their feet. It's good for the feet. It's good for the feet, good for the stamina. Not great for the knees if you're a little heavy body. You know, beat my knees down.
The MLS got a chance
to do what?
Just grow, continue to grow, and be like that way. Kids can look up and say, "Hey, you know, just like we see NBA, NFL, MLB, MLS got a chance to be that?
I think Messi, if he comes to
Miami.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, if he comes
I think
over.
if we get like the big names. Now, we've done that a lot. Wayne Rooney came over. Thierry Henry came over. Zlatan Ibrahimovic came over. Gareth Bale is currently
The
playing.
Italians on Toronto FC.
There's the two Italian kids are very good on Toronto FC. So we've done that, but it's going to have to be like the best in the world when they are the best in the world.
Kind of like.
But right now, like Christian Pulisic and the boys, Brendan Aronson, who's currently playing for Leeds and everything, if they were to come back to MLS, I'd be pissed. I think we'd all be pissed. Like, hey, no, we're finally doing it. But the goal would probably be 15, 20 years from now or 10 years from now, the MLS to be competitive enough that if you were to play in it full time, you'd still get better. Because I think a lot of the guys that come from overseas to come play here, it's like they're just playing in scrimmages and they're not getting better. So it's at the tail end of their career when they've already peaked and they don't need to keep working on a game. You go over there, you're like getting better. It's like iron sharpens iron. So if Portland Timbers continue to produce, and Miami FC continues to produce,
Revs,
and they continue to
Austin.
grow and go, and if we win a World Cup, that'll change a lot. If we do well in this World Cup at all, even though it's in the middle of American football season, so not as many eyes are going to be on it. But if you do well in the World Cup, a lot of kids will be like, oh, we can do that. And it's a fucking thing, you know?
Like even them going to the semis, like obviously they're going to win.
Any success at all.
But yeah, if they
getting
just make
out
it,
of the group, getting
We're
into
going
the
to.
knockout stages.
England's not going to make it.
No.
Knock them the fuck out. Sorry about it. It's our game now. It's coming home.
anywhere past what Lando Donovan did in the boys, then it's a win.
So just think about like this guy, right?
Yeah.
Or this guy. If this dude played, AJ, how tall are you?
Barely 6'1".
6'1", little heavier. You ran a 4.5. Let's say you would have cut weight because you're playing soccer. Probably running 4.4, 4.3, 40-inch vertical. Let's assume that he could fly around and probably use that fucking massive noggin to score. Like Darius Butler is one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen do anything. If his entire life he was just focusing on being a left outside back or a middle back, let's assume he would figure it the fuck out, you know? And it's hard not to have that conversation every single time. But when you're having that conversation, you're trying to explain why you're not as good. We are as good.
Fuck yeah.
We are as good, and we're winning the fucking World Cup, so I don't want to entertain it anymore.
Hell yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Where's that World Cup?
Qatar.
It's still happening, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Dude Perfect ain't talking about it.
True.
Oh, what happened?
Not anymore, they're not.
Well,
I thought they were like the main people for that.
Too much backlash.
I respect
They couldn't handle it.
No. Did they really get backlash?
Oh yeah.
Wait, what did they do? Honestly, were they trying to let Americans know, hey, we're playing in this?
Qatar's tourism board hired them.
Yeah, they did like
No way.
They did a tourism commercial.
Serious? You guys serious?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm actually. We're
They
actually
paid
not.
him to come out and ride horses or camels or whatever and play golf and shit. And it was like, hey, Qatar's not that bad.
And they did a trick shot off the top of the stadium.
Yep. Yeah.
And the stadium is obviously on top of
Coke bottles and dead bodies.
25,000 dead bodies. Yep.
Oh, jeez Louise. Did they know that?
That's not true. Darius, don't listen to what they're
This
saying.
doesn't sound like
Not
a very
25,000,
stable-
but like 15 for sure.
But the whole world is going to have their eyes on Qatar.
Yeah.
So the networks that are going to be covering Qatar, is everybody going to bash them like they did Dude Perfect, or
And Live, like it's comedy that this is happening right after the Live tour and all the uproar that's been going on the entire year with the Live tour.
are you going to be mad? Are we going to be mad at everybody? If we are, just let me know. If we're going to be mad at everybody, I'm fucking ready. I love it. I love being mad at everybody.
Yeah.
I'll fucking holler at some people if you need me to.
Fucking right, we will. We almost did it this morning because our peach tea from Quills wasn't as good.
That's right.
Well, no, today's batch wasn't as good.
No, it was good. It was good.
No,
it was
it's
good. It just
delicious.
wasn't as
Really? Because when you guys came back in, you were singing quite a different tune, if I do recall.
I was just packed in there, dude. We're
Well,
lucky to be
yeah,
there.
exactly.
Tell you what,
Last
the block
time.
is hot though.
A lot of cops around the office these days.
They have got a taste of the
Genius.
sweet nectar of Quills and buzzing around here.
They are.
Well, Quills is taking a couple laps around the block, and I think we know why. Because, you know, if they don't have some police up there, then there are going to be poop smeared windows all over Quills for the next 20 years.
What do you mean?
Okay?
Nobody's going to disrespect Quills.
I don't
Everybody
know.
respects Quills.
People who are on meth don't know what a Quills is.
No, they do because they can smell that
Yeah.
peach tea from inside.
And then they're
Bacon
acting
cheddar
like
scone?
zombies, and they're going to try and break down the doors.
Have you been to Quills yet?
No, I will not go. I
Foxy,
refuse to.
tell this man. Foxy went for the first time yesterday or this morning?
Yeah, yesterday it was fucking fantastic. Connor, you're really just missing out.
I asked Foxy, hey, Foxy, how's the coffee? And he gave me this face.
No.
Good.
No, you just got to find your coffee.
Yeah, you
You're
do.
saying
It's just
something.
not always easy, but once you do, Boy, is that a fucking satisfying feeling.
Yeah, I found my coffee.
Darius found his over there at Quills, right?
Cold brew.
Bingo.
Hell yeah.
Has anyone drank just regular black coffee from there?
Foxy did, I thought.
Yeah.
How was it?
Fucking great.
It's just not.
Connor's
Quills
missing
coffee.
out.
It's not true.
Can't wait to
to
give us a
go.
little coffee lesson too. Yesterday, didn't he?
Yep.
Oh yeah, Connor knows everything about coffee.
I do. I started drinking it 2 years ago.
More milk.
Just almond milk and coffee.
That was the mistake I made first time I went into Quills.
Me
I ordered
too.
the cup of milk,
Yes.
Ordered the Schultzy.
the little latte.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get out of here. D-Bud, thank you for joining us this
Hey,
week.
appreciate you for having me.
AJ, you're the best. Jet passing. What a fucking guy.
Yep.
Big thanks to Joel Klatt, who I like a lot.
Yeah, he's the man. Like, definitely gonna listen to that game tonight.
I like Joel Klatt a lot.
So do
Tony,
I.
great show today, buddy.
You too, dude.
Really good. You got to showcase your college knowledge. Did you hear him?
Mm-hmm.
He was almost doing that thing that he did to that one fantasy guy.
Yeah, Matthew Berry.
Yeah, we were talking to Joel. He's like, "Hey, Joel, we all know what you're gonna fucking say. Okay, this team's this team, this team, this team. Let's."
Well, sometimes you gotta do that.
Yeah, college football. Your brain is good.
I love it.
You need to tell that doctor that's doing the brain scans. You got a good college football brain.
Any results?
Didn't even have the test yet.
Forgot about it.
Blood test came back good, so.
Hey!
Congrats.
No reason for any more testing. Well, it's probably just my brain, I assume.
Yeah, it's a gift, by the way, to all of us, not a curse. Remember that. Hammer down's like 10 minutes. Talks the table, great job. Everybody in the back, we appreciate you. We are out of here. Football, NFL football is just 7 days away. We can never forget that. Big time college football games tonight. Let's go, Mountaineers.
Here you go.
I believe a boost is live on FanDuel right now. If you are in a state in which the FanDuel Sportsbook is available, we are boosting West Virginia plus 7.5 to
Plus 125.
when originally it was.
Minus 110.
Okay, it's a good boost.
Here we go.
That's a good boost.
Let's do it, Graham.
Let's do it, Graham. Fucking maybe get out there and put the helmet back on, Graham.
Hell
You're the
yeah.
only player I know on the team. You're not even a player. You're a coach.
Need you here,
Whether
Graham.
you like West Virginia or not tonight, you gotta take it because it's good value.
It is great value. From minus 110 to plus 125. That's a good boost. Let's enjoy it. Tomorrow we'll be celebrating it. Tomorrow will be Feel Good Friday. We'll see you then. See you in about 20 hours and 30 minutes. Goodbye.